Hello, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. Thanks for joining me on this non-regular live streaming day. This, for me right now at least, is Tuesday, December 28th, 4:35 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So good evening, good day, good afternoon to wherever you may be. And let me know if everything looks and sounds cool as you might be able to tell. I've done a few tweaks here. I've changed some of the lighting, changed some of the just stuff in here. So I didn't get anything for Christmas really. Yeah, nothing new, just kind of reconfiguring old existing things. So let me know if everything looks good, sounds good, you can hear me. I'm not too overexposed, not too, just let me know how it's looking. I did a lot of testing the past day or two to make sure this is cool. But anyway, enough of this. I want to say thanks for being here on non-Friday. Good to see a lot of the regulars here. And we have a couple options in how we can proceed today. So I'd like to get your feedback. Hey, Woojita, our first moderator. Just stay as long as you can today, Woo. Long or short, it's cool. I know I'm live streaming a little more frequently, but yeah, everyone better behave, that's for sure. So I was wondering if we should do a regular kind of ask me anything sort of thing. And see if anyone wants to try to debunk veganism along the way. Kind of the regular flows as we have been doing most live streams. On the other hand, I have have you guys seen that recent video from Earthling Ed? This one here, meat eater versus vegan. Veganism will harm a lot of animals. I was thinking about maybe watching this with y'all. We can comment on it live. I haven't watched it. I just put it up here, played it, make sure it works. So I saw a little tiny bit, but really I haven't seen it yet. So I was wondering if you guys might want to do that as well, to just check out what someone's saying who's trying to debate against veganism, watch it fresh and live. Maybe I'll cut it up, turn it into just a non-live video later. Let me know what you guys want to do, but yeah, have that ready to go. I don't know, maybe I'll start doing, what do you guys think? Should I start doing topics like that in future live streams? I'm telling you, I really prefer live streaming more now than just making regular videos. So you thought that was a good conversation with the guy? It wasn't that bad. Darn, I was hoping the guy was going to be a real jerk. So so I could sink my teeth into a rebuttal, a debunking. Anyway, okay, so let's see. What are you thinking? Everything looks good. A little pink, Diane. Thanks. Yeah, I have a pink light behind me here, so maybe that's why it's looking. That is why I have some colorful studio lights. Oh, not studio. They're the lights I use to make mood in the studio. So yeah, a little red. It's red behind me, and I'm wearing some kind of reddish thing too. I should not have that red. The red should be more behind me. But I'll check it out later. As long as everything looks all right, I'll leave it for now, and I'll watch it. I'll watch this. I'll play this back later on and make sure everything's cool. Let's see. It's been a month since my last regular video. I'm just kind of getting bored of regular videos, the regular videos. I'm just actually kind of getting a little bored of them. I don't know why. I kind of just prefer not having to do all the extensive preparation for a regular video. I just kind of enjoy doing live streams, but I'm thinking about maybe incorporating, kind of make regular videos out of a live stream. Go over like a video like I just showed you there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So anyway, Tajin is fire. Are you a BTS person by any chance, Duranjon? Anyway, let's see. Let's see what else you guys saying. Let's see, what's that, Mike? I'm open to what people say, but how is veganism harmful to animals? I'm kind of curious too, huh? Yeah, how veganism could be harmful for animals. Just stream when feel like it. Let's see, what's that, Timothy? You just ate one of your regular meals, black beans. That sounds great. Guac, homemade salsa, mixed up with Tajin seasoning. Oh, that's where the Tajin thing came from. Okay, touch of salt and pepper. That sounds really good. Yeah, that sounds really good. It's a Mexican spice mix. I'm surprised I'm not aware of that since I'm so into Mexican food. I'm sure Angie knows. She's our spice master here. Let's see. Oh, that sucks, Kay. You thought a cucumber salad was vegan at Christmas. Then I was told they added chicken powder. Like, why do people insist on taking perfectly fine plants and putting animal stuff? I mean, even in a cucumber salad of all things. Isn't that so frustrating? A cucumber, just leave the meat out, check. You know, leave the dairy out, check. But they had to sprinkle some chicken powder? Like, are you serious? Like, why? What the hell for? Ah, so frustrating, huh? And Vegan Metalhead said, people better behave today or you'll cuss them out in Indonesian. You have full blessings from me, Vegan Metalhead, to cuss out anyone you want in Indonesian. I think I won't get in trouble for having a lot of bad Indonesian swear words. Hey, Star Cradle, how's it going? And I'm actually on a little earlier than my normal live streams, about an hour or so earlier. So let me know if anyone is watching right now from, like, say, Europe, or somewhere in that general part of the world, North Africa, Western Asia. Just let me know if someone is watching right now. Russia, let me know, because yeah, often when I come on, you guys are, if you live out there, are fast asleep. So I was hoping to maybe catch a few of you sort of late nighters out in that part of the world. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, I just got a notification. We'll ignore that for now. Let's see. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, we're just getting started right now. Not a lot of people have been asking anything. And let me know if you guys want me to go over that Earthling Ed video. I haven't watched it yet, so you could watch me reacting to it. Let me know if you think that would be cool or that would be boring for you. You know, the one I just showed up there a second ago. What was the title of it again? Meat Eater versus Vegan. Veganism will harm a lot of humans? Like, I'm kind of curious. I know that's kind of a clickbait title on Ed's part. They're not dissing him. I mean, that's just common. That's just kind of the part of how things roll on the internet these days. I'm just kind of curious how veganism will harm a lot of humans. To me, that just doesn't make any sense just off the top of my head. So I kind of wonder how this guy's going to argue that. So let me know. If you guys want to watch me react to that, because I'll be more than happy to react to that. I think it'd be kind of fun. Actually, I see something a little wrong here. Let me resize this window here. It seems to be chopping into things. Let's see if that looks any better. Yeah, it looks a little better. So let me know. I think that would be kind of fun. You haven't seen it yet, Neuron, and Vegan Pantry saw it. Yeah, Timothy, no trolls yet. Anita, yeah, Australia. I know a lot of people watch my live streams on Australia and on the eastern side of Asia because, yeah, it's a good time for you guys in the morning when I usually come on. I guess even a little earlier than normal. So cool. I'm really digging Australia. I tell you, I've been watching like a lot of House Hunters International on HGTV, and just because I want to have an escape plan in case America completely goes to hell in the sometime. I'm not ready to move now, but in the future. But yeah, Australia's looking really good. I don't know what the requirements are, like how much income do you need, a real solid job or what, but I'm really curious to maybe one day in the future pack up and just set up a new life somewhere in Australia, probably along the coast somewhere. Let's see. Vegan Corey, the vocalist of metal band Monument of Misanthropy, is vegan. Wow, I never heard of that band. Cool. Let's see, Diane, you have so many amazing vegan leftovers from Christmas. Hey, can you send me some, Dad? Are you anywhere near Long Beach, California? I wish I could send you and Angie some. I'd like to hear your reactions to the video. You made me laugh. And Timothy says, yeah, veganism is about reduced harm. You'd like to know his reasoning. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's take a look at this video from Earthling Ed. I tell you, I haven't seen it yet. There we go. Let's get to it. All right, so here we have Earthling Ed debating college students. Even though the student here is wearing a UCLA sweatshirt, I saw Ed. I didn't see him. I saw previous videos at USC. We'll see which university he's at. And he's been visiting. I think he's already left, but he was out on a tour here and stopped by in Southern California. And this is a great idea. Go to a college campus, set up shop at the table about debating veganism. I think that's a great idea. So anyway, let's take a look at this, and we'll do some more Q&A after. So yeah, we're going to check out this Earthling Ed video, and see how veganism will harm a lot of humans. And if this gets super boring, guys, just let me know. It's my first time just impromptu reacting to a video, and maybe I won't go through the whole thing. We'll just kind of get to the argument. First of all, let me know if you can see and hear everything. Okay, let's check it out.
Dennis and I'm Ed. And as you know, I'm at UCLA, because you are as well, and there's a banner here that says, can you justify not being vegan? Now, you've been waiting an awful long time. Let me know if
it's too loud, too soft.
So what do you think about that?
Wow, that's very broad.
It is broad.
Well, I've been non-vegan my entire life. That's just the way I was raised. I think this is really cool what you're doing. For me,
non-vegan his entire life, isn't that most people? It's kind of odd to like qualify that about yourself. Most people haven't been vegan for any of their life until, you know, kind of recently. But anyway, let me know if you guys can see and hear it. Okay, is it too loud, too soft? Everything's cool.
So it just seems like I haven't firsthand seen the negative aspects of not being vegan. Like, I haven't been in a slaughterhouse, done all those things myself, and I'm certain that if I had to slaughter the cow myself, In-N-Out would be much less enjoyable.
Probably.
But I feel like for me personally, I haven't had that experience myself, so it's a lot easier for me to not be a vegan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, how many people really, especially, you know, I don't want to use the word too flippantly, but privileged people, you know, attending universities have worked in slaughterhouses. I mean, that's pretty rare. So he's not really saying anything. He said, hey, I haven't been vegan at all my entire life, and I've never worked in a slaughterhouse, so it's easier for me to be vegan. Anyway, let's continue.
Obviously, there are many things in the world that we will never experience, but we can still recognize that they are objectively wrong or, you know, immoral.
Certainly.
And we shouldn't partake in them. Do you think that what we do to animals is part of that? That even though you've not experienced it firsthand, or, you know, actively pulled the knife over the throat of the animal, even without that firsthand experience, do you still think that there is a case for it being wrong and something you shouldn't be involved in?
That's a good point. I would say so. That there's definitely a point for that. Yeah, I don't think there should be like sessions where people are taken out to slaughterhouses to see. That would be very traumatic.
Well, I mean, why not? I mean, of course it'd be traumatic, because it is traumatic. So the guy's admitting it's a horrific practice, and I just want to be shielded from this, and everyone else should be shielded from it, right? Is that pretty much what he's saying? I saw a funny comment there. What was that, Timothy? Note to self: much less enjoyable to kill cow myself. Yeah, it's kind of what the overall theme of what he's saying. So far, again, I'm not bagging on him. I'm just trying to, like, you know, extrapolate what he's really getting at. That's basically what he's saying. Like, I'll keep eating meat, and if I had to kill the cow myself, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much.
For a lot of people, but
what does that say about it then? The fact that, you know, for a lot of people it would be traumatic if they had to see it, and the fact that you yourself said, well, you know, if I had to go to In-N-Out and cut the throat myself, I might go to Veggie Grill instead.
Yeah.
You know, what does that say about the process and your feelings towards it if it's something you wouldn't actively want to participate in?
I mean, I just think that's just something I'm not cut out for to do. But I still feel like at the end of the day, like, it's something that a lot of people are used to, and so it has to be done. Certainly, I wouldn't want to be a sewage worker, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't have sewers.
No.
Just because.
Why? He's just saying it's a non-desirable job, but it's still necessary. Comparing slaughterhouse workers to, like, say, sanitation workers, sewage workers. No, I mean, those are infrastructure things. They're necessary, but it's not necessary to raise animals for slaughter, for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So already his analogy is bad.
As the work is unappealing, I feel like that doesn't justify not having it. And I certainly agree that, like, slaughtering the cows is a very gruesome job, but the cow would die eventually anyway.
Oh, yeah.
What? The cow would die eventually anyway? I mean, what is that? I mean, oh, sorry, I just killed your little brother, but he was going to die anyway. Oh, I just killed your grandfather. He was going to die anyway. Like, how is that a moral justification for killing a living sentient being who wasn't anywhere near death until a slaughterhouse worker got near it? This is another funny reason why he can't be vegan.
Yeah, well, certainly so, but we're all going to die eventually, but that doesn't justify taking life prematurely and needlessly.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for mass murder.
No.
Please don't have my face associated with that.
All right, thanks for calling him out on that, Ed. The just absurdity of that excuse. Well, the cow was going to die anyway. Well, everything's going to die anyway. So what?
No, that's true. That's true. In the case of the sewage work, that's a really valid point, by the way. The difference is when we're not morally opposed to it. We may find it grotesque for personal hygiene reasons, but we're not. The thing with the animals is part of the objection to that comes from the repulsion of seeing the violence inflicted upon the animal. And so I think there is a differentiation between jobs that we just would rather not do and jobs that we don't want to partake in because of a moral consequence to that we don't want to partake in. Okay, if we couldn't...
That's a very good point.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's kind of what I said earlier, but I made it stronger. It's like, yeah, infrastructure jobs like sewage and refuse collection, they might not be desirable, but they're necessary. But it's not necessary to slaughter animals for food because it's not necessary to eat animals for food. This is what you guys saying here. Yeah, Wujidi, I didn't realize that wasting resources on having people torture animals is necessary as infrastructure. Yeah, it's an invalid comparison. It's not you can't compare the two. Hey, race lover, what's that? That's a fortune teller fallacy. I haven't heard that. The cow could have been the first cow to actually achieve mortality. Yeah, good naming of a fallacy there, race. Let's see.
I thought your argument initially was a really good argument, a good retort.
Initially. And then you took it apart.
Initially is a good word for that. Okay. If it's not something that we could do ourselves, is it acceptable to pay for someone else to do it on our behalf? If it's, because let's say this. For the most people in society, if you said, here's a lentil curry, or here's a Beyond Meat burger or something, and here's a goat curry or a beef burger, but to get this you have to cut the throat here, most people will go, well, lentil curry sounds quite nice, right?
Yeah.
So if that is the case, how do we justify paying for someone else to do it on our behalf if we ourselves wouldn't want to do it?
Well, he's probably just going to go back to, old infrastructure stuff like sewage and refuse. I wouldn't want to do it. So, same thing. Let's see what he says.
That's a good question. I think it just kind of, people just don't see that as much of a moral wrong as other things.
Is it a moral wrong?
I would think so, just because I grew up with pet chickens, so like I have a fondness for animals. But I definitely see like if people didn't grow up in an environment with animals, I think there might be a situation where it's just not morally wrong. It's just the nature of the world for animals to die, and I think it might just be so ingrained over thousands of years that humans kill animals for slaughter for nutrition and nourishment that for many people might just not be a moral wrong. So I think a better situation for like promoting veganism would maybe to see if people have that morality towards animals initially. And
well, let me just stop right here. He said that he perceives himself to be different from most other people and that he grew up with chickens and therefore has a fondness for them. But Ed should have asked him the million-dollar question. So do you eat chickens? Because he professes to be have a fondness for chickens that other people lack. They don't have the fondness because they didn't grow up with chickens. But it sounds like he's eating meat, so that's kind of funny. Grimes, you have a question for me? We'll ask it later on once we end this. I'm not sure how far I'll go, but let's continue on.
Okay, so there's a difference between someone perceiving it to be morally wrong and a kind of a detached view of it being morally wrong. And what I mean by that is you're absolutely right that people don't think about these actions. They've been raised in families that do it. They've been part of a species that have done it for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah, it's called socialization. Eating meat has become a norm. It has been a norm in our world for a very long time. Does it make it right? I mean, slavery had been normalized through many points in human history. Did that make it right? Because it was, people generally said, it's pretty cool, we're okay with it.
And so we might not as individuals perceive it to be morally wrong, but that doesn't mean that in the context of current modern society that it isn't morally wrong. So what I'm saying is there's a difference between personal perception and an objective truth, if that's the right word for it. Would you agree with that?
I would say that if you look at it objectively, I would think it's like more of a moral right, if anything. It's just like the nature of the world that like there's a food chain and you can argue that we're at the top. And I mean,
oh, I hate the food chain argument and we're at their top. No, I eat plants. Like, where's the food chain? Like human, then plants. It makes it sound like, it's just the way of nature. You just have to eat meat, and we're at the top of it. We have our choice. I don't like this kind of reasoning.
Certainly, you feel bad for the fish when the shark eats it, but that isn't. You don't argue that the shark is immoral.
That's different. Animals are not moral agents. Humans are. And furthermore, it's not necessary for humans to eat fish as opposed to whatever sharks eat. They'll eat a fish, they'll eat a sea lion, they'll eat a human, whatevs, you know, but that's not us. We don't have to eat any of those things. We can subside completely 100% off plants and be quite damn healthy too.
I think the difference here, though, is like there is an alternative. Like the shark has to eat the fish or starve to death, but it's like you could always eat the lentil curry that you brought up. Yeah. So I think that's why veganism is a good point. I feel like you're actively
It's not a good point. It's like the point is that it's absolutely unnecessary to kill animals for food when you can eat plants. Killing sentient beings is an immoral act. So why consciously support immoral actions day in and day out when you can choose an immoral lifestyle of not harming sentient beings by eating plants? Maybe it's the first time this guy ever thought of that.
Hurting me right now.
Oh, good. That's the plan.
I feel like my arguments not very good.
Okay, but
His arguments sound like really good. Yeah, Race Lover, vegans are off the chain, and Angry Vegan would like to buy a food chain. I wonder what that would look like on you.
well, the arguments themselves are not bad arguments, because in the context of how we've been raised and the way that we feel about these issues, they logically make sense initially, don't they? It's just the problem with what we do to animals is we often don't think any deeper, right? We have our surface level justification.
Understanding.
Absolutely right. And so with the wild animal thing, you gave the response and then you answered the response, which was wonderful, because it's true. Wild animals do things to other animals out of necessity often when it comes to food.
Yep, absolutely right. And animals do what they need to do out of necessity. Animals, like I said, are not moral agents. Furthermore, they just can't like pick up some food at the market and I'm going to get this today and I'm going to abstain from this week. I'm on a diet. Animals don't have that capability.
And, we may look at that and go, that's pretty brutal and that's horrible. But we recognize that those animals don't have moral agency in the same way that we do. They can't rationalize the decisions in the same way.
Yep, like I said, animals are not moral agents.
But we as humans, and if we look at the food chain, I think the food chains that we've created, food chains exist, but I think the food chain we've created is a human construct. We artificially breed these animals, we farm them often in cages and such, and then we take them to slaughterhouses. That's not a natural food chain, it's a human construct.
Yeah, the food chain. Yeah, how is that a food chain? I can see when he's talking about the animals, a shark eats the little fish in the ocean, the smaller fish eats the smaller fish. We intentionally created factory farming. There's no food chain. There's no, predation like what happens with animals. It's purely an industrial, capitalistic system created purely to exploit animals for their bodies. That's not a food chain. That's just exploitation.
But I think what's interesting about the food chain is it creates a system of hierarchy. And I don't think it's wrong to say, well, humans have differences to animals, non-human animals. I don't think it's wrong to establish those differences, because
I also want to point out, if anyone has questions for me and wants to try to debunk veganism, we'll get to that later on in the live stream. But right now, we're going to listen to Earthling Ed and this college student here.
I think what those differences show us is that we have responsibilities and there should be accountabilities held on us that can't be held on other animals, because we do have
we're able to reason through it.
We have the ability to rationally think about these ideas. We have the ability to understand the consequence of them, and we have the ability to understand that we don't have to.
And furthermore, like I said, we have the ability, like most people, in fact, pretty much I would say anyone who can watch YouTube and be here watching this live stream has the capability, the availability to go to a store of some kind and buy food. You're not living out in a jungle or in the wilderness and subsiding solely off what's around you because there's no stores for thousands of miles. So yeah, we have many things different about us as modern humans compared to animals.
I think that having the point of the food chain is interesting because it establishes a hierarchy, which the hierarchy you're describing I don't think is a valid excuse. But the notion of humans being different, I think, creates more of a reason for us to think about these issues, because our differences create a responsibility for us to morally engage in these issues.
But I think that in a certain way, if everyone went vegan, that would be a lot of suffering for a lot of humanity as well. Like certainly there's a lot of...
Well, okay, now we're getting to it. How if everyone went vegan, there would be suffering for a lot of humanity. I wonder if he's going to pull out the vegan rapture argument. Like somehow magically, every human woke up who wasn't vegan, and all of a sudden, oh my God, we're going vegan today. I don't know why it happened across the world all at the same time. How can going vegan be harmful for humanity? So this is what I want to get to here. I can't even imagine. I know some of you guys have seen this video before, so let's watch me react to this.
Like I imagine like a lot. The media is like lots of jobs and industry is lost that was previously for slaughtering.
Okay, so this is a ridiculous argument. I can see where he's going already. He's talking about the jobs that are currently, people have employment in the meat industry. Well, if we're eating more plants, don't you think there's going to be more business as far as growing plants, distributing plants, selling plants? There's a lot of business. It's like, and it's ridiculous. It's progress. Like, does he mourn for the typewriter manufacturers because computers took hold and hand calculators? How about horseless buggies? I mean, this is ridiculous. There's going to be, as new industries develop and evolve, you'll need people to work in them too. So it's just ridiculous. Oh, slaughterhouse workers will be out of work. Yeah, but they could actually do something else instead. There'll be more job opportunities in a plant-based world as well.
And raising animals. But certainly a lot of cultural traditions will be lost for sure. Like Thanksgiving, for example, everyone loves a good turkey. So
well, the way we're heading, with so many plant-based options, you'll probably have a Beyond Turkey or an Impossible Turkey in a year or two. And it's not like traditions are lost. You still can have a very Thanksgiving meal and have it be really vegan. We do that all the time here. I mean, you're not going to eat dead animals, but you can still have a tradition of people enjoying a festive holiday meal together without cruelty.
It's difficult to imagine.
It's not like you have to stay home.
In a world where that tradition would fall apart, and in that case it seems like you have to balance the priority of the animal welfare with, there's thousands of cultures and so many traditions, at least culinary traditions, with different dishes that come from animals.
Right.
Oh man, this is ridiculous. Okay, all us long-term vegans here, let me know. I'm Asian, and I've been to every type of Asian nationality are Thai vegan restaurants, Chinese vegan restaurants, Chinese dim sum even, Japanese, Korean vegan. Mexican food. We have tons of Mexican food here in Southern California. There's some of the best vegan food I have is Mexican. There's no such thing as, these cultures will have to be abandoned. No, don't you think there's vegans who are Mexican, vegans who are Chinese, vegans of any nationality or culture who are creative enough and determined enough to transform the cruelty dishes of their cultures into cruelty-free dishes? Yeah, this is really, I guess he just doesn't know. I'm not bagging on. I'm just saying he's just blissfully unaware of how you can, any food you want right now, any culture, you'll find vegan versions of them, and damn good ones too.
So it seems like if you were to go vegan, everyone was to go vegan, all those traditions would be gone, and a lot of history that's important to a lot of people would vanish.
No, they wouldn't be gone. They wouldn't be gone at all. That's completely ridiculous. You can have veganized versions of anything, any food. Yeah, maybe turkey might be a little tough, but I'm sure they're working on it. You can still have a meal, and maybe instead of having a vegan turkey, have some other. You can have a tofurkey. You can still, if the purpose of a holiday is to hang out with your friends and family, be thankful, celebrate, be festive, you don't need a dead animal to do it, right? You can have something else and still have all the festive holiday cheer. Anyway.
First thing is, should culture and tradition dictate morality? What I mean by that is something moral simply because it's cultural or traditional?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. If he's using cultural norms as justification for morality, over many times in the thousands of years of human history, all over the world, different periods of time, human slavery has been a cultural norm. Does that justify it? Does that make slavery a-okay and cool because, say, a majority of the people in a certain culture basically agree, yeah, it's all right, it's cool? Does that make an immoral action moral because of a majority approval?
That is,
Ooh,
wow. This
stuck.
is something my political theory professor would ask me.
Oh, nice.
is something moral because the culture dictates it to be?
Yeah, or is something moral simply because it's cultural or traditional? We're assigning a moral justification to the consumption of turkeys because Thanksgiving historically has involved eating turkey. But is the consumption of turkey moral at Thanksgiving simply because we associate it with a traditional thing?
I think so, because I think morality absolutely is just developed by where you were raised.
So what about in countries where, let's say, for example, homosexuality is frowned upon? Where that's a cultural thing. What about female genital mutilation, honor killings? These are cultural practices, and a lot of them very traditional. Are they moral simply because they're cultural and traditional?
Well, for me, I would say they're not, just because that's what I was raised. But I imagine for the people that were raised in that environment, it is moral for them.
Is the repercussion of what you've said then that those things are therefore permissible and should be allowed and shouldn't be challenged in those countries because the countries themselves and the individuals as a part of those countries have determined that it is what they would consider to be culturally moral? Or, as I would think, is it that culture and tradition shouldn't determine what is moral and we should challenge other cultures and things that are what I believe to be objectively immoral? Not objectively.
All right, now they're getting off into some more kind of deep thinking about morality. Is it objective? Is it subjective? Is it relative? And this can get off in some, deep waters, philosophically speaking. So we'll see how he answers here. Maybe we'll end the video soon because, this could just... we already got to the why veganism will harm a lot of humans. Let's just see the answer to this, and maybe we'll move on and come back to everyone here in the live stream and handle. I think I've seen a few anti-vegans pop up trying to debunk veganism, so we'll give them a little attention too. But let's see how this student responds to Ed's question about moral relativity. I tell you, this gets really complicated really quickly.
Immoral because of the culture that we're in, but because the culture that we're in has
truth that killing animals and hurting people
and hurting people, exactly, hurting humans as well is wrong.
That's a good point you make, for sure. That's very good. That's a good point.
And let's bring it...
I don't know how to respond to that. Because certainly I think that we were raised in when we were raised, we naturally think that our morals and standards are the objective truth, and that this is something we should reach for. But certainly people in other civilizations as well think that their moralities are like the standard that we should be upholding too. So this is actually like something we talked about in my political theory class. It's like, if you grow up stranded alone on an island and you meet someone and they say hi, you'd probably punch them in the face because you were scared. Right. But you probably wouldn't feel guilt for that because you weren't raised in a society where punching people was bad.
Okay. I know there's like another 12 minutes to this video, but I think we covered the core of it here, how veganism will harm a lot of animals. So now I see what a lot of humans, veganism will harm a lot of humans. Yeah, all our traditions will be ended. We can't gather with family anymore to celebrate meals from our respective cultures, and and again, that's completely nonsensical. I've been vegan now over 11 years. If I want to, I can celebrate Thanksgiving, I can celebrate Christmas, I can celebrate St. Patrick's Day or Cinco de Mayo, and here, in the United States, we celebrate that. Just for starters, there's dozens of holidays. But anyway, I want to thank Ed. I like what Ed's doing here, going around and talking to common people. I covered a previous video of a more like just kind of a little bit more mean-spirited anti-vegan student. I thought Ed would find another one here, but this guy's actually kind of nice, and it looks like they're, judging by the thumbnail, how they're all palling down like bros, it looked like it ended up as a good conversation. I want to thank Ed for that. And Ed, if you ever want to collaborate, I know you're busy and you're a huge vegan activist now, but if you ever want to do anything, if you're ever back in Southern California, give me a call. But if not, it's all cool. Appreciate what Ed's doing. So anyway, thanks for that, Ed. And thanks for watching the response to Ed's stream here. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to my stream and handle any business we got going on. So what's going on, Race Lever? Can you give me a heads up on just a review, or who can tell me here? Maybe Bauhaus Cure, Diane, or CJ. What's going on here in the live stream? Do we have some live anti-vegans here trying to debunk veganism? I feel bad if you're an anti-vegan trying to debunk veganism. Now is your time. I feel bad I had to put you guys on hold, but anyway, let me know if what's going on here. And you can ask the questions to me now. Instead of trying to get people upset in my chat here, you can ask yours truly here, yours truly being me. And if you really want to make sure that your comment or whatever you type in here gets in front of my face, you can always leave a super chat tip. You can hit the pinned message up top for our link to Streamlabs, my preferred way of getting a super chat tip or donation. They don't take any cut there, unlike YouTube, but you can always use the regular super chat function of YouTube there. That's totally cool too. So anyway, Grimes, you want to know, at what point in history did animal husbandry become unnecessary? At what point did it become immoral? Hey, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know when it became, I don't know anything about like when, if it was necessary or unnecessary. I'm not sure why that's relevant to people right now in 2021, just a couple days from 2022. You can ask an historian that question rather than an ethical philosopher like myself. That's not my wheelhouse. All I know is what the state of the world is now and where we want to go into the future. And animal husbandry, that's absolutely not necessary, obviously, as we were discussing in Earthling Ed's video there, how we can most all of us, pretty much anyone watching this live stream right now, anyone with solid access to the internet, you also have access to our modern food system. So animal husbandry is completely unnecessary for 99.9999% of people who can watch this live stream. But my point is, I like people ask, well, did cavemen do this? Did cavemen do that? I'm going, I don't give a crap about caveman life. I want to be better than a caveman. I want to live longer than their short lifespans and live a longer, healthier life and do more. And play basketball. I didn't see too many cavemen doing that. Drive a car, carry around a supercomputer in my pocket. I want to be more than a caveman. So I don't know, maybe animal husbandry was necessary at some point. I don't know that they did. There's the hunter-gatherers. They weren't animal husbandry people per se. They were following animals around. Anyway, I have no idea. All I know is what's necessary now, and it's not necessary for humans to be eating meat because of some animal husbandry past that may have happened at some unspecific time. So anyway, Jacob, literature on the microbiome. No, I'm not too up. I mean, I know the basics of microbiome research, just the basics. As far as anything I can point you to read there, Jacob, I don't have anything handy. If anyone here in the chat has any thing to refer Jacob to, feel free to let, if you can't paste a link, you could maybe put a title of a paper or a book or something. That would be cool. Grimes, I don't know if it's a poor answer. I mean, I'm not a historian. I don't know what you're looking for. I'm just telling you right now what we can do, and we don't need to model ourselves after cavemen. Let's just say you can pick any point in time. Say it was 100 years ago when animal husbandry became unnecessary, or 1,000 years ago, or 10,000 years ago. So what is my point? So what if it became unnecessary 50 years ago, or 100 years ago, or 1,000 years ago? What is the difference? What point how does it bear on us right now? It makes no difference because we are not in that world right now. That's my answer to you, Grimes. You're kind of making a question like, here discussed in like theology, like how many angels could dance on the head of a pin? Like, who cares? So what? It doesn't really matter. And the point is, we don't need animal husbandry anymore. So it's kind of irrelevant if that point ended 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago, because it's not our lives right now. Hey, CJ, thank you for the first super chat tip of the day, CJ. Thank you so much. We need an all vegan grocery store. Most people don't know what products are vegan other than vegetables, of course. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, unless you know what products you buy all the time, you just got to kind of get them without really thinking because you know them. Yeah, you got to look at the ingredients. I was just at Trader Joe's today checking out a couple things and I wasn't sure about. Okay, it's vegan. Awesome. Sometimes it says vegan right on it, but sometimes you just have to read the ingredients because they don't specify vegan. But thank you so much there, CJ. And thank you, Vegan Metalhead. Thanks for using Streamlabs too. $2 to deal with stupid people. Well, let's not get, I don't want to say any negative slanderous terms towards anyone. We'll let, stupid is as stupid does, as was said in Forrest Gump. So we'll let actions and words speak for themselves, and then we all can judge for ourselves. Grimes, and it's been essential. Okay, so Grimes is talking about the animal husbandry in our past because we have a symbiotic relationship with livestock? No, I don't. I don't have a symbiotic relationship with livestock unless you do. You know, I don't. Here in a city, I don't. And it's been essential to our survival. I said, you said has been. Yeah, it was in the past. It is no longer essential to raise animals for slaughter in order for us to survive. I think I can speak quite safely for myself and Angie and all vegans watching right now. We don't need animal slaughter to survive. We don't need people to raise cows, chickens, turkeys, pigs, and goats and then kill them for food for us to survive. That's a ridiculous. I mean, if you think it is, that's a pretty bold assertion. So please explain to me how me as a vegan, it's essential for animals to be slaughtered for my existence to continue into the future. Not only mine, but the tens and millions of vegans. How is that essential for our survival that animals be raised for slaughter? Please explain, because that is not evidently clear in any way, shape, or form. Let's see, Mike Diddy, veganism is subjective by definition, right? What is your point? Let's look at the definition of veganism and see if it's subjective. And I'm going to pull out here the definition from the Vegan Society. They were the first to try to define veganism. Their definition goes back to 1949, I believe. And the modern current definition is just an extension, an augmentation of the 1940s definition. Reason why I want to bring this up, because if you're bringing up the definition of veganism, you might not know what the definition of veganism is. And like all definitions, no definition is absolutely perfect, but this one, I believe, captures the essential features of veganism. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Better than, like, just say Mike Diddy making up his own personal definition of veganism. But it's a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. And the very last sentence down here, I'm going to skip to it. In dietary terms, it denotes the practice of dispensing with all products derived wholly or partly from animals. So yeah, we got to eat something. That's what that last line is saying. But it's not a dietary philosophy to begin with. It's a moral stance against animal cruelty. And therefore, we eat plants because it's the only plants and fungi, the only food compatible. So if that's subjective, let me know. I'm kind of curious how that is somehow subjective, unless you don't believe that's the definition of veganism.
Thanks, Ryan and Angie. A little something to make the raccoon's happy smiley face.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for that super chat tip there. I'll tell Angie, yeah, we got to get some more vegan kibble for the raccoons. It's starting to get a little low. So anyway, let's see what's going on here. What people are saying. Okay, Grimes is saying animals are necessary for my survival because animals cycle grass into useful nutrients. Well, so does plant matter. In fact, I know I go into my farmer's market here and I talk to my farmers. In fact, I talk to the actual farmers, not just the people who sell the food, but the people who grow the food there. And many of them there use veganic methods, like they use like seaweed and other plants as their fertilizers. So it's not necessary. And these guys aren't even vegan, by the way. They're meat eaters. And they're using non-animal sources of nutrients and fertilizers. So no, it's not necessary to kill cows to use their products for fertilizer. So nice try. Just look up veganic farming and it's out there. It's not necessary. AJ, yeah, we should take a shot every time the definition of veganism comes out. All right, so where'd our friend go that asked if, was it Mike Diddy, that veganism is subjective by definition? I want to hear his thoughts on that. Dennis, why am I vegan? Because it's absolutely unnecessary to consume animals to be a healthy, thriving human being. Think of it like this. If you have the choice in life to intentionally, needlessly slaughter innocent animals day in, day out, every day for the rest of your life, or the other path where you're not doing that, you're consuming plants, and if you choose to, you can eat a wide, balanced array of plants and have a really healthy vegan diet and be super healthy. So why kill animals when you don't have to kill animals? Ask people, do you enjoy killing animals needlessly? Because if it were necessary to kill animals, I should be dead. I've been vegan now over 11 years, still kicking butt. I have my blood test videos. I can link to them if you'd like to see them. Not hiding anything. Extremely healthy for a person my age. A guy my age, 54, is usually on 2 or 3 pharmaceutical prescription drugs to treat all the ailments from their crappy diet. I'm on 0 lean. I have good, lean, strong body mass, healthy, blood labs are great. So why again should I not be vegan? Anyway, that's why, Dennis. Eggs are nice, but there's cruelty inherent in the egg industry. What happens to all the male chicks the males from the dairy the egg industry? It's an inherently cruel practice. Let's see. Grimes, it's unnecessary if you rely on an industrial global economy. You can say it like that. I mean, yeah, my bananas that I eat come from like Central America, but a lot of the produce I get comes from right here in California. In fact, when I go to farmers market, it comes from literally driving distance. So it all depends. Yeah, I mean, it's globally connected. If you live in the middle of nowhere, Grimes, like I said, I'm talking to people who are connected to the food industry. If you live out in the fringes of the environment, bordering the Arctic tundra or some undiscovered nook of the Amazon jungle, and you're not connected to society as we know it, then our show is not for you, and veganism is not for you. You're just trying to stay alive in some extreme environment. But for everyone else watching right now who can go to a store, a market, or someplace and buy food, yeah, there's no reason stopping you from being vegan. Yeah, if your plane crashed and you're lost in the wilderness for a month, you might not be able to be vegan. I understand these things. We're not talking about extreme situations. So anyway, what about insects? What about insects, Skylar? Josh the Vegan, you got a 40-pound case of bananas for $5. That's really awesome. That's really, really good. The cheapest I've seen them is like maybe $15. So that's a really good deal. And that's going to last you a long time. Let's see. CJ, again, thanks for the second super chat tip of the day, CJ. Much appreciated. We need a 24-hour vegan restaurant for those late night munchies. Huh. Yeah, I can't think of any 24-hour vegan places yet. That would be a first. If anyone knows, let me know. I know there's some places that are open kind of late, but I can't think of anything like super late, like maybe in New York, the city that never sleeps. Oh, I should give a shout out right now to Coldest. I've been sipping this all day here without saying anything. They've reached out to me to be an affiliate, but I said I got to check out your bottle first because I hardly accept any affiliate deals, but I was in need of a good water bottle, and I drink water all throughout the live streams and pretty much all day anyway. So I figured if this was a good product, it would be a perfect match for me, and it was. So thanks, Coldest. We have a link down in the show description. It's vegan. Save, I think it's 10%. Just click it down there. I'll take you right to it with the discount code already in your shopping cart. And there's also a link down there if you just want to enter their contest where they give these away. So thank you, Coldest, for reaching out to me. I love this thing. I use it all the freaking time. You found your guy, Coldest. We need to do some more talking. Anyway, let's see. What else are we talking about? Race lovers responding to a guy named Glenn. Not many doctors say that at all, Glenn. So let's see what Glenn is talking about. Let me see if I can find Glenn. I don't see Glenn. So, Race, what is Glenn saying? Or Glenn, if you want to state what you said again. I don't see Glenn. Oh, there's Glenn. Go to low carb down under. Glenn, if you have a question you'd like to ask me, Glenn, instead of fighting with Race Lever, our dear moderator, which is fine, but I would like you now, Glenn. I would like your attention rather than you focusing on Race Lever. And if you have a question about veganism, if you feel like you want to debunk veganism and you got something you want to share with me, now is the time, Glenn. So now I know what your icon avatar thing looks like. I will try my best to keep an eye open. Okay, Mike Diddy, who you're the one that asked about the definition of veganism being subjective. Let's, here's your response now. You said, I've got to run out of breath here. Well, I just meant or thought veganism is subjective by definition because it is an individual's ability to not use animals to your own advantage. So some people can be more vegan than others, but still vegan. No, there's no degrees of veganism, Mike. There's no such thing as I'm like more vegan than Race Lever, and Race Lever is more vegan than the vegan metalhead. It's a binary thing. It's like being pregnant. You either are pregnant or you're not. There's no like, I think I'm half pregnant or something like that. You know, you're either vegan or not. Either you agree with the definition of veganism, which I had up here, that it's morally wrong. It basically says this is a long-winded way of saying it's morally wrong to harm and exploit animals. If you find that it's morally wrong to harm and exploit animals and you need to eat food because you don't want to die, so you eat plants, then you're vegan. That's it. You can't be more or less vegan. Even though Race Lever claims he has found extra higher dimensions or levels of veganism than all us other mere mortal vegans. But anyway, but yeah, no one could, all joking aside, yeah, you can't be more vegan than someone else. You're either vegan or not. Either, yeah, you think, yeah, it's wrong to harm animals. I'm not going to eat them. You're vegan. That's it. You can't be more vegan than that. I mean, what more can you do? You stop using animal products because of moral reasons. You are vegan. Simple as that. I want to make a distinction though. There are people who eat all plants who are not vegan because they did it for a reason other than animals. They did it because like their health. They did it because of the environment. They don't give a crap about, not exploiting animals. They're doing it for some other reason. That they're not vegan. They could be called plant-based, something like that. A vegan diet even, but not vegan as a person. A vegan diet is not the same thing as a vegan human. Race Lever, there are levels, but still, you're either vegan or you're not. Yeah. Let's see. What's that, Peter? On an absolute scale, it sounds scary. What matters more, a greater number of vegans or a greater reduction in animal consumption? What if 100% of the people went plant-based? What if you're saying, what if like 95% of people went plant-based? That would probably save our planet. Honestly, that would probably be enough. Reduction in greenhouse gas production and pollution, destroying ecosystems and poisoning our planet. Probably just the greenhouse gas reduction would be enough from 95% of humans going like eating plant-based, meaning like, they're like 95% vegan. I think that's what you're asking, something like that. That's great. Yeah, that's not what veganism is. Remember, veganism is not an ecological movement. It's very ecologically friendly, but remember, veganism is, believing that it's morally wrong to harm animals. And it just so happens, if you do it right, it's really healthy for your body. It's really healthy for the planet. But yeah, if you're into saving the planet, as I sure as hell am, that would be a great win for the planet. 100% with you there, Peter. So yeah, if you want to save the planet, if we want to save the planet, it's probably not necessary for everyone to go vegan. I've never suggested that before, but we need a lot more people to eat way more plants and not eat as many freaking animals. Oh, where's Dennis? Did I miss Dennis again? People are all fighting with Dennis. Where's Dennis? Dennis, again, if you have a question, I would like you to ask me. Let's see. M's Nuru, last time you were here, you just asked for some supplement recommendations and y'all got offended for no reason. No, there's nothing wrong with There's nothing wrong with having some supplements, Dennis. I take a few. No, it's totally cool. Let me know if you want some supplement recommendations and I'll share some with you. But yeah, some people are hardline about it. I'm not. I mean, if you need some supplements, take some supplements. Meat eaters take supplements, right? No one gives them hell. People go to McDonald's and eat crappy food. Hey, as long as you're not vegan, people don't worry. But as soon as you're vegan, everyone worries about it. Anyway, I'm saying, yeah, if you need some supplements, Dennis, or Ms. Nuru, no problem. I will give you some questions here. So, Dennis, are we talking about plant massacres now? Let's see. Dennis, but no, this is complete nonsense, Dennis. Plant massacre. What are you saying here? Considering the percentage of those who are vegan to not vegan, the amount of people turning vegan would actually make more plants die. First of all, plants don't die. Plants are harvested. In fact, you don't even have to, for a lot of plants, you don't even have to kill them. You just, like, say you want to eat a banana. You don't chop down the freaking banana tree unless you're crazy or something, or just completely irrational. Like, how does that kill anything if you eat a ripened banana? Tomatoes growing our plants here. You don't kill your tomato plant. You harvest the tomatoes when they're ripe. Even my greens here in the yard, which I still grow, I don't kill them. I just snip them off with the scissors or pull them off, and the plant continues to exist still. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, this massacre, because you can eat many plants without killing them. And some plants, you only harvest them once the plant reaches maturity and dies, like say a potato. That's how you know when to harvest your potatoes, because the plant up top is dead and you go down and pull up the root and there's your nice tuber to eat. So you're not killing plants unless you have a really bizarre way of harvesting plants. I mean, some plants you might have to. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying there's a huge list of plants where you don't have to kill anything. But I'd like you to tell me how you're going to eat a cow or chicken without killing it. I'm saying eating animal products necessitates death, necessitates killing animals, necessitates killing innocent sentient beings. But eating plants doesn't necessitate that. It could involve not killing a sentient being, but killing a plant, but it doesn't have to. I eat plants all the time without killing them. So I just want to point that out here, Dennis. Don't claim that eating plants and animals all involves killing, because you can eat a ton of plants without killing a freaking thing. Glenn, yeah, of course. There's carbohydrates. I don't know about fructose and gluten. We could look it up, but what's your point? I mean, are you saying if you eat bananas, you're going to be diabetic? Because I'd like to point out, you're going to have a hard time finding anyone who's eaten more bananas than me over the past, 8 years. Yeah, I've eaten about 8 bananas a day for the past 8 years. And you want to see my blood test? Because when I talk to low carb people, they think, oh my God, 8 bananas a day for 8 years, diabetes city, right? Nope, not even pre-diabetic. If you want to look at my hemoglobin A1C, not pre-diabetic. If you want to look at my fasting glucose, not pre-diabetic or anything. So I will leave you a link here to my blood test videos, so you can see them for yourself. I'll just Google blood test on our channel, and you could watch it. And like I said, why am I not, if you're worried about glucose and diabetes, why am I not diabetic yet? It's because eating bananas will not cause you to be diabetic. From what I understand, if you already have diabetes, some fruits like that can trigger it or not be good for it, but it's no one really gets diabetes from eating fruit. They got it from other methods. I should be diabetic as F, right? If eating bananas cause diabetes, I should have. Who else has had 8 bananas on average a day for the past 8 years and has great blood labs? Alan. Oh, here's a good one. Alan thinks he's debunking veganism. Here we go. Alan says, vegans kill living beings all the time. Your cotton shirt is good for insects that are killed to protect the cotton crop with insecticide. Then birds eat those insects and die also. So why is this okay? First of all, let's look at the definition, Alan, of veganism, because you're defining it in some terms of absolute perfection. Like, you're saying veganism is a philosophy that has no harm, and if there's any harm, veganism as a concept is null and void. No, let's look at the definition again. It basically says, I've read it several times a day, I'm getting tired. It distills down to the concept of don't exploit animals. It doesn't say anything about no harm. And in fact, it says right here, a way of living, a philosophy and way of living, which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals. So, seriously what that means, as far as possible and practical, meaning if I'm walking to my farmer's market and I step on a bug, doesn't mean veganism is null and void. If when I go outside and harvest a piece of kale and I squash a earthworm, doesn't mean veganism is null and void. What you're using there is a definition of veganism that doesn't exist other than in the minds of yourself, of some kind of perfection. In fact, let me refer you to a video where I talked about this very concept. It's a fallacy known as the Nirvana Fallacy, or just simply the appeal to futility fallacy, which says basically, let me just give you the link here. Here it is. Know your anti-vegan. Hey, fallacy. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy to Futility Vegan Fallacy. Let me give you a link. You can watch this all you want. Copy. Yeah, you're saying this. Veganism isn't devoid of all harm. There's still going to be, I just saw a super chat tip there. I'll get to you in a second. You're saying that you can't, veganism is not perfect. There's going to be some harm inherent in veganism. A bug will get squashed, a rodent will get trapped or whatever. Some harm will happen. So therefore, since you can't avoid all harm, let's just throw our hands in the air and say, F it. Just completely F it and just do as much harm as possible. Since we can't stop all the harm in the world because we live in an imperfect world, let's just slaughter 80 billion animals because when you harvest a carrot, a bug might get squashed. So therefore, let's slit the throats of millions of cows. See, that doesn't make any sense. Just because you can't achieve absolute perfection in plant agriculture doesn't mean that justifies murdering innocent animals, 80 billion animals a year. So anyway, Peter, just coming to say hi. I may not stay long. But free Friday, if you're doing a New Year's stream, snow in Victoria. I'm not sure what's going on yet, Peter. Completely honest with you, I don't know if we're going to do a live stream on Friday. So I don't know yet. I'm still figuring out because, yeah, it's New Year's Eve on Friday, which is my main day. So a nice try to debunk veganism there. I love it how when people try to debunk veganism, they use a definition of, they don't know what you're talking about. Veganism is not a way of living which is absolutely 100% morally perfect. No beings ever get harmed. And if a being were to have any harm done unto it, veganism is null and void. It doesn't say that. It just says a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation. So you're saying like intention doesn't matter. No, it does matter. Intentionally killing animals, slitting their throats, is not equivalent to a bug being squashed accidentally when a truck drives away delivering tomatoes. Let's see, produce not pills. Do I agree that we should stop calling food vegan and call it plant-based? What kind of food you talking about, produce not pills? And good to see you, by the way. There's a vegan diet. I have no problems with food being called a vegan diet. Doesn't mean you're vegan if you eat it. Like I've said, you can feed a vegan diet to a meat eater and doesn't automatically change them to a vegan unless they believe it's wrong to harm animals. I have no problem with calling food like vegan or a vegan diet. Like at Trader Joe's, I was looking at something today and it had the V on it, vegan. I go, oh, cool. At least I know it means there's not going to be any animal products in it. Grimes, I've debunked myself, or who are you talking to, Grimes? Who has debunked whom here? Please be specific. Glenn, you're going off about insulin stuff again. Why should I be concerned? Yeah, all food has an insulin response. I'm not a medical doctor, but I will look at my blood test. Why am I not diabetic, Glenn Bishop? Why? Please explain to me, after eating 8 bananas a day for 8 years, and plus on top of that, I mean lots of other high carbohydrate foods like rice, potatoes, why am I not even close to diabetic yet at age 54, whereas an average person my age who is not vegan is already diabetic or pre-diabetic. So why am I, the guy that eats more carbs than these folks times like 3 or 4, why am I somehow magically not diabetic while your average Joe my age is on some kind of diabetes medication? Please explain that one to me. Oh, produce not pills. Yeah, the food isn't vegan. Yeah, vegan is not an vegan can be an adjective or a noun. Not to get too much into grammar here. When it's an adjective, yeah, we're talking about like vegan shoes. The shoes aren't vegan. Vegan food. The food isn't vegan. You know, a vegan event. You know, those things aren't inherently vegan. Vegan is only something that really is a person. A person is vegan. I am vegan. So when you use vegan as a noun, yeah, you're talking about a human. But I have no problem with vegan being used as an adjective. I know when I'm talking about vegan shoes that the shoes aren't vegan. When I'm talking about a vegan hot dog, I know the hot dog isn't vegan. It's just an adjective to describe, yeah, this food or these shoes, you know, adhere to principles of veganism. But anyone can use them. Anyone can eat a vegan hot dog. Grimes, what is it? I just can't take someone serious, or it should be seriously actually, who wants to save the planet, because your take is a verb. You want to take me seriously, adverb, to get into grammar, who wants to save the planet but doesn't realize what it takes to make veganism possible for billions of people. What does it take? First of all, who says I don't understand what it takes to make veganism possible for billions of people? Yeah, it involves eating plants, and we don't need meat eaters to raise cows for slaughter for their poop so we can fertilize our plants. It's not necessary. Like I said, I've known farmers firsthand who don't use any animal inputs on their food products, and they're just fine. So it's not necessary. And I brought up the example of seaweed for one of my farmers. I know other farmers who use other inputs. I just know the seaweed farmer the best. But I refer you to other farmers. In fact, I want me to pull up a video that I did several years ago on a veganic farmer, and he didn't use seaweed. I forgot what his inputs were, but it wasn't seaweed. I'm saying that you can use a variety of composting sources. There's nothing magical about seaweed. Just my guy uses seaweed. Oh, Bauhaus Cure. We have what's that? We have Nice Guys out here. There's a whole vegan burger chain. Where's that at? Bauhaus Cure? Please share that with me. I've not seen that around here. Crimes. I know nothing about the chemicals and plastics in modern ag, and they can't produce for billions. Well, you're completely wrong there, Grimes. Already we produce enough food to feed all the human population several times over. There should be no starving humans whatsoever, because we produce enough food to feed 80 billion animals plus 8 billion humans. If we didn't have to feed 80 billion animals every year, we have enough land, we have enough productivity to produce enough food for all of humanity. So that's just a myth right there. Like, what do you think? Like, if we were to feed all humans plants, we'd need to make more food. What do you think what do you think these livestock and factory farming are eating? They're eating plants. And typically these animals are a lot larger than us, have bigger diets than us. We already produce enough food. So you're wrong there, Grimes. I can't take someone seriously who thinks that it requires less food to feed 8 billion people plants as opposed to 8 billion plus 80 billion animals plants. That's way more. It's about order of magnitude more to produce food for an animal and then eat that animal. It's not efficient. Let's see. Bauhaus Cure. Did you tell where that's it? It's in Santa Ana and Costa Mesa. Okay. I'll have to keep my eyes open for that. I haven't seen that yet. Richard, is it 75% of U.S. land is for animal feed? I thought it was 50%, maybe even more. But yeah, already the vast majority of agricultural land in the United States is growing food for animals. Think about that. If we just took that land back and produced food for humans, we wouldn't have the problems that we have. Just get rid of the animals and we'll have plenty of land for food for humans. It's the Alan. Is it vegan to buy clothes from poor countries that pollute the rivers with ink and kill all the fish? Isn't that vegans? So you're kind of given a futility fallacy again, the Nirvana fallacy. Yeah, there might, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Do you know, like, even if you buy clothing from a rich company, say here in the United States or something that produces in the United States, how do you know that they're not exploiting their workers, how they might not be polluting in the environment locally to them? I mean, again, just because there might be some harm somewhere in the world doesn't mean that you can't be vegan. Vegan just means, hey, we live in an imperfect world. We must all understand that, vegan or anti-vegan. We must all admit and face the fact that we live in an imperfect world. And vegans are trying to do a better job in the sense that as far as exploiting animals goes. That's it. That's the bottom line there. So if an animal might get killed in the production of something you buy, that doesn't debunk veganism. At least we're not killing the animals that are being killed in the production of food. Let's just start with that and try to work our way down through every supply chain known to man. No, I didn't see that, Peter. No, I didn't see that. Bauhaus Cure, yeah, Nice Guys is bomb. They're like a vegan In-N-Out, but also have breakfast Sammy's and their best chicken tenders. Sounds kind of like, reminds me of plant-powered fast food, which we have out here. So maybe they'll come to Long Beach too, because Long Beach has become such a great place for veganism lately. Dennis says plant-based would cause loads of plants dead. Again, are you a plant activist, Dennis? Let me ask you, are you a plant activist? Are you here to advocate for the voiceless, the plants? You are the mouthpiece. You are the spokesperson for plants. Let me know if you're a plant activist, Dennis. Matthew, I don't know, hypothetical questions. I don't know in what scenario in this world I would own a wildlife refuge, to be honest with you. I mean, think about it like this though, Matthew. Veganism is something only humans can do. Only humans have moral agency. If you came late, we saw that Earthling Ed video that I responded to. Only humans have moral agency. Furthermore, a human diet is totally different from a lion or tiger's diet. They don't have the choices that we have. They don't have the biology, the digestive systems that we have to eat either meat or plants. We have that ability biologically, and we have that ability in pragmatic terms. We, unlike lions and tigers, can go to the supermarket and make the decision, hey, I'm going to buy lentils and bananas, Animals can't do that. So it's kind of a weird hypothetical example to say if you're a steward of carnivorous animals, like I'm a vegan. You can't make anyone vegan. You can't make your kids vegan. I mean, they can go vegan because of your inputs, but you can't make someone, if it's a choice that a human, he or she comes to, or whatever gender you are, comes to in your own mind. You find it wrong morally, you think it up here because you have rational thought to exploit animals. Lions and tigers don't have that. Lions and tigers no animal can be vegan. Even if you feed it an all vegan diet, it can't be vegan. So it's kind of an irrelevant question. Veganism is a moral philosophy. It's an ethical philosophy. You have to have moral agency to be vegan. So let's see, Dennis, he's not a plant activist. No, I just don't understand people posing as saving lives when you actually mean you're saving animals' lives over plant lives. Dennis, I didn't see if you responded to what I'm saying here, but do you understand, Dennis, that if I'm walking in my yard here and I see a ripened fruit, especially a ripened fruit that has fallen from the tree, and I pick it up and eat it, Dennis, tell me, what have I killed? All right, Dennis, please tell me. If we go and find some ripened fruit, especially some stuff that has fallen. Angie just picked an orange today, I believe. Did she kill the orange tree? What has died? Please tell me how when you consumed a ripened fruit, how did the tree all of a sudden die if you picked the fruit up from the ground? Did the tree that it fell from magically just die instantly? Please explain to me how vegans are constantly killing plants. Tell me how that works in this example here. Because I have more. I just want to understand how you rationalize this one, because there's no way to eat a chicken without killing it. There's no way to eat anything, any animal without killing it. Matthew, I said animals can't be vegan. Anyway, let's get to this here. Dennis, you're trying to see if I distinguish between lives or believe I'm saying more lives in total. You're trying to be some kind of utilitarian, doing some calculation. First of all, I think your concept is wrong. Dennis, you don't kill the fruit. You're not killing the fruit. The tree is the living thing that produces the fruit. Do you understand? Fruit are the reproductive organs of the plant, of the tree, or in the tomato plant. Yeah, they're the plant's reproductive organs. You're not killing the plant if you eat its reproductive bits. Fact of life there. Okay, I'm sorry there, Dennis. I hate to disagree with you. You're not killing a banana. You're not killing an apple. You're not killing a tomato when you eat it. It's the reproductive parts of the plants. The plant continues to exist. That's the thing that lives, produces all the beautiful fruits on it, which nature produces. A beautiful, tasty food with seeds in there that makes it attractive for animals to eat and spread the seed and poop it out everywhere so more plants grow. You're not killing it at all. Matthew, how do you know what I feed my cats? How do you know? Have you been here? I'm just saying, maybe they eat all vegan, maybe they don't. You're just asserting what I feed my cats here. Yeah, Dennis, I didn't say every plant is like that. Like I said, potatoes. You actually kind of sort of kill a potato plant when you harvest the potato, but you only harvest the potato plant when it's at the end of its life cycle. It actually starts dying back. That's when you pull it up, and there, lo and behold, is a beautiful potato. Did I say tomato? A potato, a tuber. I've never grown broccoli. I'm not sure how that works out, but I'm just saying, fact, Dennis, you make it sound like that all eating of plants necessitates plants being killed. And I'm showing you, for a huge percentage of plants, nothing gets killed unless you have some bizarre concept of like eating a fruit is actually killing the fruit. It's not. The fruit is the reproductive part of the plant. It's a part of the plant that fell off. Do you understand that? It's like if my elbow fell off, I would still be alive. I'd be in a lot of pain, but Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan would still be alive. He would just be missing his forearm and elbow. Do you understand the difference there? If the elbow fell off, I would still be alive. Same thing with a tomato plant dropping a tomato. Tomato plant is still alive. It just dropped a part of itself. I don't know how this is such a difficult concept, because I know why. You want to grasp to this concept. You're clinging. You're desperately clinging to this misguided notion that all plant eating involves killing, and it just simply doesn't. You have to just let that go. So Dennis, you're thinking yeah, like my elbow is alive. If my arm were to fall off, someone could eat it, okay? But you didn't kill me. Do you understand that, Dennis? So you're saying what you're saying here? Most vegetables and fruits are alive. No, they all are living things. They're parts of a larger organism that have fallen off. Just like if my elbow were to fall off, yeah, my elbow and forearm. It's alive. There's flesh and blood in here. It's alive. But without me connected to it, the forearm is all going to die. It's going to decompose and rot without being attached to me. But it's the same thing. It's not like I cease to be if my arm were to fall off. I would still exist. My life would suck, but I'd still be alive. Okay, I don't understand why this is a difficult concept. When an apple falls off the tree, the tree's still fine, and the apple will start rotting without being connected to the plant that produced it to reproduce. it will rot and decay and its seed will be disseminated. Very easy concept. And furthermore, yeah, plants aren't sentient, DPM. Yeah, we didn't get to that yet. Plants do not have sentient. So much weird stuff here. Plants. There's been this big rush of plant activists lately. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, yeah, Mike. Yeah, hair, fingernail, or eyelash would be a better analogy than my elbow and arm falling off. Thank you, Van. Yeah, if we said that, like, a fingernail fell off. Same thing, yeah. It's a living thing. If you get a microscope or do some chemical analysis, it's organic compound produced from a living creature. However, it's not like I died when my fingernail fell off naturally. Thank you. I'll remember that one, Vanny. I'll remember, yeah, if my fingernail falls off, it's not like I cease to be or something like that. Vegan Keto Cat, thoughts on plant lectins. I've made a few videos on lectins before, and again, I'm not a medical doctor or a registered nutritionist or anything like that, but if I remember right from the videos I've made on lectins, and it's been a few years, but I remember citing sources from Harvard School of Public Health which said that if you cook your lectin containing foods like beans, which you have to, you just can't eat them raw, they're hard like little rocks. Once they've been properly cooked, the whole lectins thing is no longer a biological issue. It's not an anti-nutrient. It exists as a potential anti-nutrient somehow if you were to eat it raw. And again, I understand how that would happen, but once you've cooked it, you've pretty much deactivated the anti-nutrient component of it. So again, you could search our channel for videos on lectins. It's been maybe 4 years since I made a lectin video, but that's the takeaway message I remember from that video. So anyway, so what's that, Dennis? That means if you eat it before rotting, it's before its death. I mean, the fingernail that fell off me never died, and a plant, it just needs to be connected to its, like a fruit. It needs to, or like a banana, an apple needs to be connected to the tree, which is the living organism that produced it. Once it falls off, it's been disconnected and will rot because it's no longer receiving the nutrients from the roots in the ground that its tree has. That's what's going on there. I mean, I'm sure what you're saying about, I don't understand your connection to that. I mean, anyway, what's that, Peter? If my fingernail falls off, you're probably extremely malnourished. You go to a hospital. Yeah, probably, huh, Peter? Jesse, I'll show your message there. I'm not sure who you're talking to, but you're absolutely right there, Jesse. 12 string. Stab a carrot, stab a pig. Then let's debate sentience. Let's see, Bauhaus. No, I've never tried complement vegan supplements. No, I've just done my the Clean Machine Green Protein with the duckweed and the vegan essentials. That's pretty much those are my go-to. If I need a vegan supplement, that's it right there. Bauhaus Cure, does that mean you can eat fresh human if it has a heart attack right in front of you? Wow, what isn't that response to, Bauhaus Cure? What are you responding to there? But that sounds like you're using someone's logic. Let's see. Wow, a lot of discussion going on here, guys. God, what are you guys talking about here? Let's see, race lever. Ryan, the poor fools can't grasp the valid, important differences between cutting a potato, in parentheses, animal in half, and cutting themselves, animal in half. Yeah, there's a huge difference there for sure. Glenn, what is your question? Glenn Bishop's magic mysteries, and much more. Glenn, do you have a question you want to address to me? I'll be looking for your comment. Don't attack my moderator. He's doing a fine job answering questions that I can't get to because I have over 100 people on right now. You can always leave a super chat tip. We have the link to Streamlabs pinned up top, or the traditional YouTube super chat if you want to get a question in my face. But I will look at Glenn's message, which was handled by Peter got to it. But anyway, Glenn, if you have a question for me, ask it for me. If not, please leave, because I don't want you fighting with my viewers. And they're my viewers that come to my channel, so I feel I have responsibility to create a safe place where an anti-vegan is not going to attack people and attack my moderators who work really hard to maintain my standards here. So Glenn Bishop's Magic Mysteries and much more. If you have a question or a statement you want to make about veganism, if you think you got the goods on why veganism is bogus and debunked, ask me. Don't fight with anyone, ask me. If you can't abide by that, you can either leave, or if you're going to keep going off fighting with people, we will time you out or just block you. So if you have a question, I want to hear it though. I'm just laying the rules down. I'm polite. I'm open-minded. I want to hear what you have to say. So ask me. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer people's questions. That's true, Race. I'm not worried about you, actually. I know you can handle yourself. You're a tough guy there. Mike Diddy, I'm very glad and respect you for speaking for the animals so consistently for the years. Infinite thanks up. Yeah, we've been doing this now. Thanks, Mike, since 2013. So yeah, I've been doing it for the years for sure. Okay. Glenn, hey, I'm not attacking vegans. I don't care if you're vegan. So what is your question or issue? I see that you're fighting with people, Glenn. I think we can all agree with that. You're having some issue with race lever or whatever. You guys are disagreeing on some kind of point. All right, let's just get that out of the way. So what's the thing that you're fighting about? Or maybe you don't like my verb fighting, discuss, or whatever. What is the thing that you're discussing with the people here? Just ask it to me, all right? Just let me handle it. Well, that's good to know, Dennis. You wouldn't eat a human. That's nice to know. The God. Hey, cats on a vegan. I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about animal nutrition. As I've said, as far as humans go, I'm not a medical doctor, a registered dietitian, registered nurse, anything like that. But I learned a few things over the years of being vegan now. I've been vegan since 2010, and I share it with you guys here. So I understand a little bit about how it works for humans. When you're talking about animals, I'm not an animal. I am a human animal, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not a veterinarian. I don't have experience with that, so I'm not going to tell you. I've seen some people's results with their pets as vegan really good, others not as good. So I'm just going to say you do it yourself. I don't want to be the person that gives you some advice that might end up sending you to the vet, giving you a big bill or worse. So yeah, we do not give we don't give pet nutrition advice here. Talk to your vet, talk to people who have way more knowledge and experience than I do on this, because I am not your expert on this topic. And I am very freely, openly admitting when I am not, this is not my wheelhouse, this is not my area of expertise. Glenn, so you're saying there are people that cannot be vegan due to metabolic issues to plants. Okay, cool. All right. Is that the reason why you're not vegan? Because of other people's unnamed medical issues that may or may not exist due to plants? I'm just curious. Is that the reason why you're not vegan? Because I hear people often, I remember Matthew was doing that a couple of weeks ago, saying he didn't want to go vegan because of something about other people. It wasn't practical for other people or something like that. We go, no, it's all about you. You don't go vegan or not vegan because of other, like, just vague, unspecific people. So, okay, maybe that's true, Glenn. Maybe you're absolutely right there, that there are people that can't be vegan due to some metabolic issues due to plants. Is that you? Just curious. All right. And if that's you, all right, cool. Move on. Let me know what the issue is, what your doctor said, and we'll move on. Let's see, Oscar. What do I think about the safety of vegan diets for children, or pretty much all stages of life. Hey, again, I'm not a medical doctor. I've never had children, so I can't speak firsthand, but I will refer you to the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. They've reviewed the current scientific literature at the time. In fact, this is just the abstract. The whole paper is there. I can get you the whole thing too if you want the link to that. They reviewed, I think, 100 plus peer-reviewed studies, government publications, and came to the conclusion after reviewing the relevant research, rather than just going to like a Facebook group and asking people, they came to the conclusion that, I'm going to get the words right here, appropriately planned vegan diets are healthful and nutritionally adequate and may provide treatment, help you with disease. But it says these diets are appropriate for all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, so on. So yeah, this is what I am told is the largest group of health professionals out there. This is their official position. Yeah, that vegan diets are nutritionally adequate and appropriate for everyone's in their various journey and their ages through life. Let's see. So Jesse is responding and saying, yeah, anecdotally, but your children are and grandchildren are vegan and thriving. See, there you go. Yeah, but Jesse's anecdotal report here confirms and is in alignment with the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So I'm glad you like that, Oscar. And again, I want you to be rest assured they're not some kind of fringe weirdo group. They're, that's the largest organization of health professionals in the United States of the world, something that caliber. Let's see. Vegan Kate, did I get your name right there? You've been vegan since 13 years old. Let's see. What else you guys asking here? Yeah, Mike Diddy, I know. Yeah, most vets aren't vegan and would think humans need to eat meat too. I'm just saying, we should talk to people who know more. Maybe just any random vet might not be your best answer, but I would try to find I'm sure there's vegan vets out there, right? Plant-based vets who understand how it's healthy for humans, and I'm sure they would probably wonder and learn and explore and educate themselves about how it works for animals. So that's what I would recommend to you guys. Let's see, Bauhaus Care, you're 30 and have been vegan since 16. Great, awesome. And your dog is 100% vegan and past life expectancy for her breed, still plays every day. So again, yeah, I've never had a dog, but from what I know, from what I understand, dogs tend to do really well on eating plants. That's funny, Race. Dennis, are you hassling one of our viewers right now? If so, Dennis Kinger, please do not do so. Please don't attack or throw accusations at someone in our chat right now. This is a safe place. If you have crap you want to fling it at me, but don't ever, I don't want anyone to attack other viewers or moderators here. That's not what this is for. This is not to attack me either, but this is definitely not a place where people can come, anti-vegans can come and try to attack our viewers. You got that, Dennis? Please don't attack Faux Turkey. Please do not. Let's see, Mark, you're Your cousin and his wife are adopting 2 children. They're both vegan. At first, they were denied because they were vegan. Now they have 2 teenagers for a 3-month trial. Wow. Awesome. They have that's cool. Okay, your cousin and his wife are vegan, not the adopted children. Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, the children aren't vegan, but they're being denied. I get it, because they're vegan. They said, oh, how can kids go live with parents who aren't going to feed them meat? Is that what was going on? That's complete nonsense. Okay, Matthew and the God. I'm going to ask you guys too, just like I asked Dennis. All right, just please stop fighting in the comments. Okay, guys, please. I would greatly appreciate that as the channel owner here. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, so let's get some questions. Let's get some real questions here. If we have an anti-vegan with a good question for me, think you can debunk veganism, have at it. Ask me right now. If you're a vegan and you just have a question for me, cool. Oh, here we go. NP Carnivore. Non-deficient vegan is an oxymoron. Well, thank you, NP Carnivore, for showing us how you assume things that are just completely wrong. Let me show you. Let's find my blood test here. I think I pasted this earlier, and I've been vegan since 2010. So when am I going to be deficient, NP Carnivore? Let me know how soon it's going to take for me to become deficient, because here's why, NP Carnivore. You can see a history of blood tests going back to like 2012, before I started our channel. The whole time I've been vegan, I've been getting my blood tested about every year and a half. And guess what? Not deficient. Not deficient in iron, not deficient in protein. I'm not diabetic. I'm not lacking anything. In fact, my testosterone is super high. It's probably higher than yours. If you want, we can look at my testosterone videos too. They're higher than Joe Rogan's by a lot. So NP Carnivore, you just showed how you're assuming ignorant things about veganism without even checking any facts. Why am I not deficient? Go through my blood test. I just put the link to the videos down there. You can see a history of all my blood test videos from like 2012 back. Tell me why I'm not deficient in anything. Vitamin B12 is sky high, bro. It's like over 1,000. In fact, for the first 5 years as a vegan, I didn't take any supplements whatsoever, not even a B12 supplement, NP Carnivore, but my B12 was always high. It's like around 400 something. You want to be above 200. I think it was like 400 or 500 or something. I didn't take any supplements for 5 freaking years. Already people were saying, oh, you're going to die and be deficient. I haven't taken any supplements. Then I've came to the understanding that 40% of Americans, and I can show you the study on this, 40% of Americans, not vegans, NP Carnivore, 40% of Americans are either deficient or dangerously low in B12. And I thought it would be irresponsible of me, of being some kind of, like minor influencer, whatever you want to call it, to not take a B12 supplement. Even if I weren't vegan, I would take a B12 supplement just because most people are low or dangerously low, which I was not. But I thought I'd set myself up as a good example. And 5 years into veganism, I started taking a B12 supplement. And now my B12 levels are even stronger than ever before. So I didn't become deficient in that 5 years of not taking any B12 subs. They've gone up. So basically, you should, HDL is really good. But just check out the video here. My HDL cholesterol is really good. I forgot what it is, but it's always been strong. We could take a look at one. Let's just go right now. Instead of me being so vague, I'm not trying to avoid anything here. Let's go.
If you're a vegan and you're eating a vegan diet, you need to have a perfect vegan diet to be healthy. You need to know what you're doing in terms of supplementation and how to meet the nutrient needs that aren't being met through diet.
Hey, this is Ryan, because that's what NP Carnivore is saying. Let's listen to Chris Kresser here. This is the complete nonsense that I'm hearing from NP Carnivore.
If you're a vegan and you're eating a vegan diet, you need to have a perfect vegan diet to be healthy. You need to know what you're doing in terms of supplementation and how to meet the nutrient needs that aren't being met through diet.
Hey, this is Ryan. Yeah, that sounds familiar, huh, guys? Let's see if I can find, let's see what we can find here, like HDL. Let's see where, okay, here's diabetes, not pretty much always 5.4, in this case 5.5. And I was a little concerned about that. So 2 years ago, I started, oh yeah, here's boosted my levels to over 1,000, which is like, here's B12 here, guys. That's me right there. I'm there on the far right. These are like the averages for like North Americans by age group here. And I'm in the 40 to 59 group. Look at mine here. No matter what age group you slice it, my B12 level is much higher than average. But the HDL, you can find it in here. I put the link there for you. You can watch all the videos there. NP Carnivore. And I know if you're a carnivore, I know that that bodybuilder guy, his testosterone levels are like that of a 90-year-old woman, and he's like my age, 54. How come mine are those of like a 28-year-old man? Just saying, just saying. Maybe he's watching the video now. He's not commenting, so good for him. Hopefully MP Carnivore is watching the vids. Nestor, what is this reversing diabetes? I know you can reverse diabetes on keto, but what does it have to do with anything? I'm just saying I'm vegan, 8 bananas a day for 8 years, plus all the rice and potatoes and beans, and not diabetic. I'm just pointing out I eat probably more carbohydrates than most people you'll ever meet, and magically not diabetic. I know, yeah, when you're fasting, doing keto, it has some benefits for diabetes, but I'm going, why reverse diabetes when you don't have to get diabetes? NP Carnivore, can you lift 500 pounds deadlift? No, but guess what? My testosterone is not that of a 95-year-old woman's. So that's why I'm pointing out your friend there that can deadlift 500 pounds. I don't know how good that does you if your testosterone is super low of a 95-year-old woman. Let me see if I'll show you my testosterone results there, because I'm the manly stud man here, not your 500-pound fake man there. Let's see, testosterone. I'll show you mine, all right? And you can tell me what yours is here. Here's my latest video. Who's got more testosterone? Me or Joe
Lack of
Rogan?
saturated fat and cholesterol. Dietary cholesterol and saturated fat leads to hormonal imbalances, leads to your body having a harder time producing sex hormones.
Hey, this is Ryan of More Nonsense. MP Carnivore, you are strong in the just repeating this like bro science stuff here. So here's okay, let's play. Here's the average testosterone levels by age. So I'm in the 55 to 54 group here. I'm 54 years old. So average is like 600 for total and 9 for free. All right. So sounds like what Joe is going for. So I'll give him. So let's go to mine here. So here's mine. Normal natural decline that we have in our 40s and 50s. Look I'm almost 900 here for total testosterone, and free is 13.4. Remember, your 500-pound deadlifting friend, his were those of a 95-year-old woman. So who's the studly, manly man here? Who's the alpha? Who's the beta, basically? The guy with the testosterone of a 28-year-old or the man, or the one of a 95-year-old woman? Just saying, MP Carnivore. I don't know if you want to use him as your studly man example. So anyway, Dennis, who consumes 7,000 calories a day? That seems like quite a lot. And why would you need that? Are you like a world-class athlete or something like that? Like a basketball player or a cyclist or something? Just curious. That's a lot of calories. I consume about 3,000 calories a day. Dennis, you're talking about Baboom. You should go talk to him about that. I mean, he's been in the Guinness World Records book. Have you ever possessed a Guinness World Records? I mean, there's meat eaters that don't lift as much as him that never get in the Guinness World Records. I mean, there's always gonna be someone better than you. There's like vegan basketball players in the NBA, but to say like, oh, like Chris Paul, but to say, well, look at, like LeBron James isn't vegan and he's better than Chris Paul. It's not because Chris Paul's vegan. There's just genetic differences and skill differences. That has nothing to do with diet. Like every difference that separates athletes, you just can't say, oh, it's because he's vegan. That's ridiculous. Matthew, I'm gonna not take statins because a guy named Matthew came into my chat and said that I have doctors I talk to and I'm gonna visit a vegan cardiologist. I'm gonna wait till next year. I was gonna actually go visit her this summer, but I put it off because my mom had heart surgery done, and then there were some minor complications after that weren't in the plans. So I just put that all off, and now I'm just gonna wait till after the holidays, maybe wait till like Omicron is whatever handled or whatever. Then I'm gonna visit a certified, I think she's a board certified cardiologist, and she's a vegan as well, and listen to it. And she's actually published studies as well in the field of heart disease. So I'm gonna listen to what she says. I'm not going to listen to what Kevin Bass does. First of all, he's not a medical doctor. And I've shown him on live debate to really kind of not be the most trustworthy person as far as like exposing misinformation about health on the internet, because he was doing the same himself. Let's see, Mark wants to know, Ryan, would you do a book review if I bought the book for you? It's at Amazon. The name of the book is Metabolical. What is it about, Mark? Maybe. Yeah, tell me about that, please. I've never heard of that. Let's see. Why are we even talking about keto right now? This is not, you're not debunking veganism to say that keto has some benefits. I mean, sure, I'm sure it does, If you can reverse diabetes on keto, cool. Doesn't mean a vegan diet sucks for it either. What were we talking about? Hair loss now? Hair loss. We're really going down the hair loss road here. Again, let's take a look at a guy my age here. Let's see.
Of ailments and conditions that are related to your body breaking down due to age with hormone replacement therapy.
So look at Joe Rogan here. He's my age, he doesn't have a shred of hair, and he takes hormone replacement therapy to get testosterone levels that I have naturally. So can someone again tell me why the vegan diet is lacking and sucks? Can someone tell me? Because I'm just simply not hearing it. If you're saying vegan diet makes you bald, again, let's look at Joe. How come he gets a free pass? Same age as me. We're both born the same year. And he gets testosterone shots in his ass. So again, someone please remind me how the vegan diet is a fail as far as these attributes go. Please let me know. Hey, Vegan Tubers, thanks for the super chat tip there. Thank you so much. Hello, Ryan. How would you approach extraterrestrials as a vegan? Would you agree that veganism can help us approach ETs in peace? Thanks very much. I imagine extraterrestrials would already be vegan, meaning they wouldn't, eat at least a vegan diet. They wouldn't be eating cows and chickens and stuff like that, because those wouldn't exist on their planet. And to survive space travel, where you have to be efficient, not bring unnecessary weight along. I doubt they're bringing giant animals. They're probably eating plants or generating plants somehow or whatever, in some kind of sentient life that they consume. But let's see. Would I agree that veganism can help us approach ETs in peace? I don't see how it would be hard. I don't think it would make it any worse. But back to hair loss. Yeah, it's genetic, Matthew. Obviously, I wasn't picking on Joe. I'm just saying, how come he gets a free pass? How come people don't make videos about Joe Rogan's hair loss which is genetic, and they'll make videos about my apparent hair loss. It doesn't make any sense. It's all genetic. Yeah, mine's thinner than it was 10 years ago, but still doing pretty good. TN, what supplements am I taking? I will show you. First of all, my main one that I take every day after my workouts, be it in the garage gym here, lifting weights or playing basketball, is this. First of all, before I lift, I'll take these clean branch chain amino acids. It's 3 amino acids, which are most important for like workouts and muscles and all that stuff. Anyway, this is what I take every day after my workouts. Clean green protein. It's got, here, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. It's got, in one scoop there, you got 40% of your daily value of protein, 46% of vitamin A, 1,000% of vitamin K. It's got 20% of your vitamin D, 23% calcium, 75% iron, 17% magnesium, so on and so forth. It's a whole food plant. It's not like some weird chemical isolates and crap like that. And it's also got omega-3 in the form of ALA. It's just a great nutrient-dense plant that happens to have a lot of amino acids. That's why I came. But I'll give you a link to it because I'm a proud affiliate of them. It's a completely vegan product. All their products are vegan. All of Clean Machine stuff's vegan, and they're a vegan-run company. Their owner and CEO, Jeff Palmer, is like a 30-year vegan. He's a former natural bodybuilding competitor. He's just a really cool dude. I love hanging out with these guys. They're friends, and I would just take this stuff for the rest of my life if I could. I like it that much. It's just so good in my smoothie. So that's my main one that I have there. Let's see, do I have the other one here? Well, if you want some more information, I'll give you that. But that's my main one I take every freaking day. Okay, what else am I taking? I have, let's see. Hang on one second here. I want to get the link to it. 1 second here. Vegan All right, here we go. Vegan Essentials. 1 second here. I'm going to get you the link to it as well. Where is it? Where is it? I'm getting it to you. 1 second. I'm sorry. Here it is. All right, here is the yikes, where am I at? Sorry, guys. It's called Vegan Essentials by Healthy Cell. Here is the link, and let's just take a look at it really quick. It's a all vegan multivitamin that was specifically formulated for just helping vegans out, like things that vegans might be concerned about here. So this is I wish Angie was in the tub right now. I'd have her bring me one right now. But yeah, it's these little gel packs. Yikes, I hate these dumb pop-ups. I've heard a super chat tip there. I'll get to it in a second. These little gel packs, you rip open, they have like this mango sort of banana flavor. And let me see if I can get a list of all the nutrients in it. Here we go. Here we go. So it's got, I won't do all of them, but 100% of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, thiamine, riboflavin, B12, niacin, vitamin B6, B9, 800% of another one of vitamin B12, methylcobalamin, bunch of minerals like iron, iodine, magnesium. So I don't take this every day, but sometimes if I'm feeling a little fatigued, like I've been training too hard, I'll pop one of those. If I've been just working really hard and I feel a little run down, I'll take one of these. So those are the two ones I take. I take the Healthy Cell maybe once a week, and the Clean Machine Green Protein every single day. And what was that super chat tip there? Timothy, thank you, Timothy, so much. Hey Ryan, season's greetings. Would I boycott almond milk knowing that millions of animals are culled to protect the crops? Good question, Timothy. I need to, if that's true, I need to learn more about what's going on there. I've been drinking oat milk lately, so I haven't had almond milk, gosh, a long time. I've pretty much switched over fully to oat milk now. I know there's issues with like water usage and importing bees, so that's more reason why I've moved over to oat milk lately too. But I'll think about that. I don't know if I can boycott something I'm not really using anymore if I were to boycott it, but good point. I will look into anything you can send me there, Timothy. Any like article or any story or study you can point me in to facilitate my knowledge learning on that. That would be much appreciated. Timothy, thank you. But yeah, compared to cow's milk, though, race leverage is a good point. Almond milk is way less harmful than cow's milk by a ridiculous amount. It's just a matter of like, yeah, how perfect do we want to get? You know, it's that kind of question. So anyway, what have I missed here as far as people are asking? Okay. Dennis, you don't believe that non-vegans are deficient in B12? Want me to pull up? I'll try to find this old story for you. I've referred to it dozens of times. It's from Tufts University. I think it's from the nurses study. What was that called? Anyway, it's basically 40%. It was like 39% of North Americans, not vegans, just people, regular non-vegan people, 40% of non-vegan people were either deficient or dangerously low in B12. So B12 is an issue it's not a vegan issue. It's an issue that affects pretty much most people. When you walk outside, like 4 out of 10 are in this category. It's not a vegan thing. So I think that's what someone was probably trying to tell you there. And yeah, Lucretia, non-vegans are deficient in a lot more than just B12. A good point, Lucretia. Over 90% of non-vegans are deficient in fiber and potassium. So people are worried about, vegans are going to be deficient in protein. No, never met a protein deficient vegan. And if you're deficient in B12, well, welcome to the club, because 40% of Americans are anyway. But yeah, 90% though, screw 40%, 90% of Americans, non-vegans, are deficient in potassium and fiber. So talk about deficiencies and that being a problem for vegans, and you're wrong. Yeah, Matthew, before I take any drugs or anything, prescription, I would definitely want to get an ApoB test. Daniel will recommend that. And I was thinking about just getting one myself. I know I can go to my local LabCorp here and get one without visiting a doctor first. So I might just get an ApoB test first and then bring all my results to Dr. Bellardo, the ApoB test, all my LDL results over the years, and see what she says. But I don't think it would hurt, because I've been seeing how ApoB is the best correlator to heart disease, better than LDL cholesterol. I was talking to a cardiologist about it online, and he's saying, about 20%, LDL is really strong, but it's only 80% effective. There's 20% people where the LDL doesn't correlate. That's why the ApoB test is the best one. ApoB, in case you never heard of ApoB test before. Dennis, B12 is a potential problem for anyone, vegan or non-vegan, who don't focus on it. If you're blissfully like eating meat and thinking, I can't possibly be deficient in B12 because of all the meat and dairy and crap I eat, well, you're wrong, because 40% of them are deficient or dangerously low. So Dennis, I want you to reframe your thinking here. Yeah, vegans should focus on it, but also everyone, unless you know better, unless you're like me, getting your blood tested regularly, like every 12 to 18 months, so you know what's going on, then you can maybe get by without B12 supplements because you have justification, you have knowledge, rather than just assuming things, which is horrible for your health. So yes, it's a problem. It's an issue that affects most people. So yeah, unless you know otherwise, just take a B12 supplement. It's not a vegan thing. Vegans should take them, and meat eaters should take them too, unless you know better, unless you've been blood tested regularly like I have been. All right, so let's see. Let me take another sip here of some water. How long have I been on tonight? 2 hours. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? All right, so any questions? Now is a good time. I'm kind of in between topics here. I'm going to stretch. It's funny how that carnivore guy's come and gone. He brought up, that one carnivore guy, he can deadlift 500 pounds. Well, yeah, his testosterone levels like that of a 95-year-old woman. Like, I don't think that's an example you want to bring up of the pinnacle of health and manliness. I look sunburnt this time because of my lighting. Yeah, I got to check this out, see if it's too red or not. Yeah, I've been playing around with my lighting this time, creating a more moody backdrop here. My favorite squash professor? I don't know if I have a favorite squash. Angie is our squash buyer. She gets them in all colors, and she gets typically a green squash or a yellow squash. I don't know their names though, so I'm bad about that. Skylar, this whole blood type diet, is that you're asking? There's no blood type that precludes someone from being a healthy vegan. That's just myth. That's not supported by science. That certain blood types cannot be vegan or else they'll get sick or something like that. Did I ever look up the Liver King? What's that? Produce Not Pills? That sounds familiar. Some things I just don't follow up on because I forgot. What is the Liver King again? Did you guys tell me about that before? We think VD's going to say something about that lighting. Look at Ryan. His face is all red because of that lighting. No, it's because you can see in the background, I have like a red light shining on the hardwood floor back there. Favorite Disney character? I don't know. Winnie the Pooh, maybe? Or Tigger? Let's see. Did I see Angry Vegan, Leonardo DiCaprio's new environmental movie? I think you guys are telling me about it. I thought I was reading about it a while ago when it was production. No, I have not. And he should go vegan. Now he's been like producing all these vegan like documentaries. Why is he himself not vegan if he's not? Let's see. Produce Not Pills wants to know if me and Angie ever do workouts together. Very rarely, but just last week I got her out into the garage gym. And she came in to do some battle ropes, but I convinced her to stay, and I showed her a few more things. I got her doing some squats, landmine style squats, because she was saying she doesn't like squats because it's kind of tough on some of her joints and stuff. Like, I have the same situation too. So I got her doing some landmine squats. She'll go out there, and as I'm working out, she'll do battle ropes and now some squats. And I also got her doing some arm stuff with the bands. I think some bicep curls with some resistance bands. So yeah, we're working out a little bit more together now. Hopefully it'll be a more regular thing. Let's see. Produce Not Pill says Liver King is another raw animal flesh weirdo. No way, thanks. I don't want to even see weirdos like that. Let's see. We usually don't do yoga together. I guess the way we do yoga, the types of things we do in our yoga is just kind of different. The yoga I do kind of targets certain muscles and areas of my body that tend to get sore and fatigued from all my like running or basketball or jumping. It's all the same muscles. It doesn't matter what sport, those same muscles are the ones that really need some attention. So I just focus on those. Let's see. Mark, we'll probably see the new Matrix movie sometime. We just don't have that movie service right now, but we'll see it sometime. That sounds like a good plan, Jesse. In Canada, where you're at a much more northern latitude than we are, and it's dark too, but your latitude doesn't allow you to get sufficient vitamin D. I know the latitude is somewhere around 34 degrees, something like that. I know here in Southern California, we're right at the borderline, but we're okay here. But yeah, Canada, you're definitely needing to supplement during these months. Squats hurt your knees. Yeah, Graven. Yeah, they're tough on knee joints. And I'm one of these people too, especially with all the jumping I do. I have really sore knee joints. They're the joints that are on the side of the knee, not like in the front, but on the sides. So anyway, I do landmine squats. Look those up if you haven't seen them before. It's like you just get the barbell and you put it on the ground and you do it. You don't put it on your back. They're not back squats. Back squats are notoriously tough on knee joints. So if you have joint pain issues, yeah, check out landmine squats. You can get the same exact good workout. It's not like it's a lesser or inferior squat. You're still working the butt and the posterior chain. You're just not taxing the joints in the same way as a back squat. So look those up, Produce Not Pills, landmine squats. There's several ways to do them. Just check them out and see what you can do. No, you're not building up strength in the knees, Produce Not Pills. No, the knees aren't muscles. It's like a joint and tendons there. No, the muscles that you're working on squats are your glutes and your hamstrings. You might get a little extra action in some other parts, like maybe the thighs. Maybe there's some abdominal, I don't know, but really it's your posterior chain muscles, not the knees. Yeah, you want to keep your knees, you don't want to hurt your knees. There's no muscles to really build up and no muscles in the knees to really work out. Your posterior chain muscles. Let's see. But that's what I recommend. Anyone who is having knee pains or joint pains, yeah, look at landmine squats. Let's see. What's that, Dennis? You're going for strength gain, not to increase the weight, get injured, and then having to lower the weight. I think we're on the same page. So yeah, if you're continue like aggravating joint pains as I was on back squats, yeah, it's hard to make gains on back squats. So you want to find a lift that's not going to aggravate those injuries or parts of your body that feel pain and discomfort. That's why I like the landmine squat. So I'm back to a regular squatting routine again. I just started doing landmine squats again maybe like 3 weeks ago. So I'm just kind of getting back into it right now. I'll probably do some tomorrow. I think we're back on a squat day tomorrow. So yeah, just slowly building it back up. And when I was at the gym yesterday, I felt good. When I was playing basketball, I didn't have any joint pain. I did a few jumps. Just trying to rest, not wear myself out jumping yesterday. I'll probably do that on another day at the gym if I go Thursday. But anyway, I felt good. Body's feeling good. Vegan Gearhead, B12 is supplemented in milk and many things because so many are deficient. That's true. I was looking at my almond milk though, just today, strangely, not my almond, my oat milk, and it's not, they didn't have a B12 supplement in it. I thought my almond milk did, but yeah, this oat milk I'm on, I forgot what brand it is, but I looked, I go, let's see if this one has B12 in it, and it doesn't. So yeah, just look. Some do, some don't. Let's see. Have I heard of the knees over toes guys? Yes, Alec. I can't really tell you too much about them, but yeah, I remember when I was doing more research on like the posterior chain muscles. He came up a few times. I didn't really have stuff that really I was interested in. Let's see. I see Matthew and Race are really going off about vitamin D. Let's not fight about vitamin D, guys. If Race ever wants to not take a vitamin D supplement, that's on Race, and you're not going to convince him otherwise, Matthew. Okay. Oh, pistol squats are tough. Yeah, I was doing a form of pistol squats, standing on my bench, my weightlifting bench, and going down from there. It's sort of like a pistol squat, but yeah, those are tough too. But it's cool to do one-legged squats as well. In fact, I should get back to doing some one-legged squats too. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, knee joint pain kind of thing. Yeah, landmine squats are your friends. Trust me. I can't believe I was doing them earlier in the year. Then I went to back squats and was getting joint pain after that, and I stopped squatting for a while. Forgot about landmine squats. Angry vegan, that sounds horrible. No more chocolate soy milk for you? That is horrible. That should be a crime. Because I haven't had any for a while as well. Any just chocolate plant-based milk. But yeah, sometimes it's fun. Yeah, pistol squat is a one-legged squat. Yeah, so I was doing a form of it, standing on my bench on one leg and then lowering down. Those can be tough on the joints though too, I remember. So maybe that's why I stopped doing them. Anyway, I'm totally fine. I'm really happy back doing landmine squats. Yeah, it is a soy-spiracy, huh? All right, so if we stopped fighting about vitamin D, yeah, jumping rope. I've been tempted to get a rope to do some rope jump roping. I know that's a good. A lot of jumpers like dunker guys do that. Let's see, pros on pills. If you do squats consistently, wouldn't improve your joint pain over time? I don't know. I really don't know. I'll tell you. I think I irritate the joints in other ways. I don't think the joints get stronger. Someone can correct me, or someone that knows more about this physiology stuff than I do. I don't think joints really get stronger like muscles, maybe to some degree, maybe, but I just tend myself, my joints get irritated in the knees, not only from just like squat, just from other things I'm doing, just like jumping, like slam dunk training, like leaping off one leg. I'm typically a one-footed dunker as opposed to a two-footed dunker. Not that you guys care, but anyway, I'm leaping off one leg often, and that puts a lot of strain on the joints. So I think just a combination of everything I'm doing, just the weird movements you do in basketball, at least the ones I do, the weird movements I do playing basketball, just everything combined, the back squats were just too much for it. So we'll see. I'll let you know once I continue on. I'm on this the landmine squat path, and we'll see if my joints are like healed again later on. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, explosive movements. I'm not necessarily trying to get stronger, even though I am in the legs, even though I am, I'm really just trying to get more explosive, because that's what dunking is, using your muscles in an explosive way. It's no good to have these big, giant muscles if they're just slow, lumbering muscles. You want to be able to just like, bam, fire them off, just have this pop, so I'm trying. It's kind of weird to do explosive training at my age 54, but just doing the whole thing. Basketball's a tough sport. You got to have good cardiovascular fitness, good aerobic and anaerobic fitness. There's all these skills. And then strength training and explosiveness training. It really keeps a person busy, and I like that. It's cool. Let's see. Peter says joints can get stronger, but you better go easy at first. Rule of thumb, if it hurts, don't do it. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing, Peter. Thanks for the clarification there. Yeah, I'm doing things that don't trigger the joint. So I figure right now, if I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? Irritating the joints with my lifting, I can just use all my joint power for my sport, which seems I have enough to do that. So hopefully they'll heal and get stronger. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes over time. Fingers crossed there. Okay, Dennis, joints get stronger, but it takes longer than muscles. That's why you should ease yourself into a weight rather than depend on muscle strength, avoiding any other pain. Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah, any pain. Yeah, we don't want to go there. Ina, vegan since the end of October. Awesome. Congrats. Let us know. Let me know if you need some meal ideas, because the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook is still on sale, the holiday sale. It's going to go up until December 31st. So let me know if you want a link to that. I'll just give you one right now in case anyone's watching right now. The Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook is, and actually our teas too. And if you buy any of the print books, not the ebooks, any print book or a t-shirt, you will save $5 if you use our code SAVE5. So it's good. Let me just show you really, really quickly. I'll get the book right here. I just put the link to our website down below. Here's the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook and all our delicious whole food based recipes in here that we eat pretty much every day of our lives, all in here for you guys. So we're doing a rare sale. Save 5 at happyhealthyvegan.org. So let me know if you need some tips, Ina, or anyone else that is looking for some more meal ideas. And RaceLever always likes to add, if you use code RaceLever, you'll save absolutely nothing. So use code SAVE5. Oh, Bauhaus Care, you're making the stir-fry sauce as we speak. Awesome. Yeah, we just had Angie's stir-fry last night, I believe. Or was it for lunch? Yesterday, either way. Wow, that sounds great, Graven Babies. Tofu chocolate pie for Christmas. I wish you could send that to me from the East Coast there. That would be awesome. All right, so any more questions? Produce on pills. Do me and Angie have any 20 22 goals. Yeah, we're going to get the new Love Spirals, not album, it's a 3-song EP. We're going to get that out and release, get it on like, Apple Music, Spotify, all the online distributors. I don't think we're going to press any physical copies of it up. Just going to get a new online release out there. And it's all done. The music's done. It's been mastered. We're just getting the design together and getting, then we're trying to make a music video for it too. Unfortunately, we need a nice sunny day for it. It's been like raining nonstop ever since we did the first day of shooting. We need to go back and do a second day. So anyway, it'll be out hopefully in January. So that's our big goal, to get our new album out. I'm really excited about it. I think we've made some really good songs there. We were just listening to it last night. I haven't heard it for a couple weeks ago. Damn, this is some of our best stuff. And see, Dennis, your shoulder joints were damaged 2 years ago from body weight pull-ups. Did a lot of exercises to strengthen them again and reached 25 kilograms plus pull-ups and slowly worked up. Yeah, that's how I do it too. I figure since I'm old too, I use it as an excuse to not like ramp up too quickly. I'll be more conservative and err on the side of caution rather than like risk injury. So yeah, if progress and gains come slowly, that's cool. I'm in no huge rush. It's just going to happen. And I know if you get an injury, that's going to set you back. Matthew, I think you asked me this last time, Matthew, and I told you to ask me again in the future. And here we are. Would I consume lab processed whey protein if it was removed of its trace amounts of saturated trans fat and cholesterol? Well, it's what I mean. It's a dairy byproduct, right? No, there's animal cruelty, and exactly why would I want to have it when I already take have a protein that has an amino acid profile. Oh, I have the wrong one here. Did I click the wrong one earlier? Let me see. The clean green protein. Here we go. I mean, it has an amino acid profile that's almost identical to that of whey, and they added something into it as well that has, let me get to it. Let me get to the front here. Has right here, the pro-hydrolase enzyme blend increases the protein bioavailability. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm zooming in right here. So it's absorbed very well, readily well, especially with the enzyme blend. It has zero cruelty. It's one of the most environmentally friendly plants out there. It matures really quickly. It uses reclaimed water and rainwater, and no animals are harmed in it. So why would I want to give up this protein, which has pretty much the same amino acid profile of whey, plus it has this huge list of other nutrients, as I mentioned a few of them before. I mean, does whey protein have like all this stuff in here? I mean, why would I want to give up a cruelty-free source of extremely bioavailable nutrients and protein and take a whey that somehow got rid of some of the bad bits in it? Still, you can't remove cruelty. There's no removing cruelty. You know the answer to that, Matthew. You know I'm a vegan for ethical, moral reasons. So if there's a product that has cruelty and one that doesn't, and they're kind of the same, like, it's a no-brainer, right? I mean, come on. Oh, and again, yeah, use my code if you want to get some of the Clean Machine Green Protein. Here is the link here. It's Happy Vegan. So you can save 10% on any of their products there. And I'm a proud affiliate and just a friend of theirs. I chat with them almost every week or so. Okay, Matthew, now he's talking about lab-grown meat. Yeah, unless things have changed in the science of lab-grown meat. I saw when this first became an issue, there's two ways to produce lab-grown meat. Ones that involve some stems or animal serum, and ones that don't. And I don't understand the technology. That's not my specialty. But let's just assume all lab-grown meat uses the non-animal serum version. No animals were affected or exploited in any part of the process. Let's just give them all that. The best scenario, cruelty-free scenario. Would I still eat it? No. I mean, if you want to eat it as a vegan or plant-based person, cool. I'm not going to say, hey, you're violating vegan morality or anything like that. The reason why I'm not going to eat it is because it's meat. it's not like a plant-based burger. No, it's freaking meat, just grown in a completely different way. I have no desire to eat meat. Like I said, when I see meat, Matthew, and all you other non-vegans, I don't sit there and go, I want to have some meat. No, for me, it's like disgusting. It makes me want to vomit. So why would I want to eat like poo? When I see poo, when I'm scooping cat poo or whatever, I have the same kind of reaction. Like, ooh, this is so gross. It never occurs to me, wouldn't it be great to take a little nibble of that? Same with meat. It repulses me. Why would I want to eat something that I find disgusting? And let me add to you also, Matt, it's completely unnecessary. I haven't eaten any meat in 11 years. As you see, I'm healthy, fine. So it's not necessary for my health. I find it repulsive to all my senses, and it's like, why? I mean, but again, if you don't have that reaction, if you're cool with it, you're fine with it, you can eat it, totally cool. Just why would I eat it? I don't need it. I haven't needed it, and it's disgusting. Bottom line. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. I see you guys talking about that. I think it's a good thing for the planet if people start eating that instead of, animal slaughter meat. Yeah, all those animals don't have to be slaughtered. Be better for them. The animals will be better for our planet. So I think it's a win. I just talking about myself personally. I wasn't looking at a more global perspective. I think it's a good thing. I'm not against the development of lab-grown meat. If lab-grown meat were to replace the meat industry entirely, I'd be stoked. But doesn't mean I'm gonna eat it. Finding my psych. What camera do I use for live streaming? I'm gonna give a plug. I hardly ever plug them. I use it's from Black Magic Design. Have you guys heard that? They make like cinema type cameras. It's the Black Magic Pocket Cinema 4K. The Micro Four Thirds version. Yeah, the Black Magic Pocket Cinema 4K camera. I love it because it's just a camera I use all the time now. Instead of having to use those little SD cards, I just record all my videos when I make my my regular in-studio videos. I just record them straight to the computer. And these live streams, the USB, same thing. Yeah, I love this camera. It's great in low light, as you can see here. My old camera would never be able to get a low lighting set of light. I wish you could see the lighting I'm using right now. It's this little tiny LED light and then some like colored lights behind me. It just looks really cool here. Black Magic Design, the Pocket Cinema 4K camera. Yeah, I've been using this like nonstop now. I love it. So thank you, Black Magic, for contacting me about this camera. I've been lusting after their gear for a while. I just never thought it would integrate well into a live production environment like I do. I thought it was like for people making movies and stuff like that, or music videos, or what have you, like art, not just like everyday like YouTube production. Vegan Corey, I don't know who you're responding to, but I agree with you 100%. Animals should not be used for fashion. Even when Miley Cyrus was calling herself vegan, it looked like she's still wearing furs and feathers and stuff like that, part of her fashion. Produce Nut Pills, I don't eat any specific foods that keep my immune system up. I just try to eat as healthy as I reasonably can. I tell you, if I ever feel a little worn down, I'll pop one of those Healthy Cell gels, from the Vegan Essentials Healthy Gels. Or Healthy Cell Vegan Essentials. I'll pop one of those if I feel a little worn down. That's, to me, my psychological boost for my immune system. But no, I just try to eat good food day in and day out. That's the plan, at least. Race, I know you're against lab-grown meat. I'll check it out, but to me, the math seems like a no-brainer. If people stop eating animals and we don't have to raise 80 billion animals a year for slaughter, and they were to eat lab-grown meat instead, it seems like that's a win for the animals, right? And it seems like it's a no-brainer, slam dunk win for the environment too. Is it a perfect solution? Maybe the video will point out some of the imperfections, but I just think it wins on for me, those are two huge wins. But yeah, I'm with you, Race. I'm not going to eat lab-grown meat, and I'm not going to support it in the sense I'm not going to promote lab-grown meat. I'm not going to take a sponsorship deal from lab-grown meat or anything like that. Yeah, let the carnies promote it. I'm just saying, passively, if I can just exist without doing anything and not having to do any vegan activism, and without me doing anything, people switch, like meat eaters switch to lab-grown meat, and all the huge benefits come from that, environmental, not killing animals. it's a win. Does a lot of my work for me. But yeah, I'm not going to promote it, but I'm not going to call people out at the same time for eating it, because I don't think it necessarily violates vegan ethics. I just think meat's gross. Yeah, true, angry vegan. It kind of reinforces the idea that people need meat. Yeah, I'm not for it. I'm just the definition of the word is ambivalent, which means simultaneously holding seemingly opposing feelings, meaning I see a plus side and a negative side. It's not all good, it's not all bad. I see the positive and I see the negative. Yeah, I wish people would just stop eating meat. I don't want to normalize it, but if they're not going to stop, I'd rather have them not kill 80 billion animals a year and destroy my freaking planet and our freaking planet in the process. If they could just eat this stuff and we'll worry about vegan issues later, that'd be cool, because we need a planet to live on to continue our activism into the future. Yeah, great. I agree with you 100%. Meat is 100% unnecessary. But, if people would just switch to lab-grown meat instead of killing the animals, we'd have all those huge benefits. But yeah, I don't want to normalize meat by any stretch. No, we don't need to eat meat. That's why I always answer when Matthew brings up something. It's like, why would I do that? Because I don't need the animal products. Optimus Primal, yeah, a lot of people feel like that. Tried a Beyond Meat burger and was disgusted. It reminded you too much of real meat. Now imagine if it was real meat, just grown in a laboratory. It'd even be more sick. Yeah, Matthew points out the lab-grown meat, if assuming they use the animal serum-free versions of it, removes the cruelty. And that's why I'm not going to call a vegan out if I see a video we see like Vegan Zombie. It never happened. Like Vegan Zombie trying lab-grown meat burger, or Vegan Gains trying a lab-grown. I'm not going to make a video calling them out or anything like that, But yeah. At least the cruelty's gone, and if people that are never ever going to go vegan anyway eat it, it'll be a win just on that regard. Trapped in the Matrix. Murdering animals is 100% unnecessary. Yeah, it's totally unnecessary, but I'm not going to promote lab-grown meat. I said if the marketing forces, I'm not like a marketer, I don't have a marketing campaign, but if the marketing campaigns make it appealing to your average meat eater to consume that instead of once living animals, I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, William, I met Earthling Ed. We were both presenters at a LA Veg Fest. Is that what it's called? Just Veg Fest LA. About 4 years ago, we were both presenting on a online vegan activist panel. We were there with who was it? That vegan couple, Ed. I forgot who else was there. That Maddie girl who's no longer a vegan. She was there. But yeah, it seemed like really nice, genuine, down to earth dude. Dennis, you were asking questions earlier. Let me see if I've answered a few of your questions, Dennis. If you have any more, now is a good time, because I'll probably be going pretty soon. And also, I didn't think it was an only vegan channel. Like, I talked to the streamer without it being a debate when it was about working out. Yeah, we talk about everything here, Dennis. Yeah, I'm saying if someone wants to try to debunk veganism, I will answer it. But yeah, if you want to talk about workout things, the things I'm familiar with, we can talk about that. Vegan Core, I'm with you on this one. I do not want to eat lab-grown meat myself. Yeah, 100%. I have zero desire. I have as much desire to eat lab-grown meat as I do to eat poop. Just to put it like that. Both disgust me. Both make me want to vomit. I don't think we have any falafel recipes, James. I'm pretty sure Angie doesn't have any, or else we'd be eating more falafels, I guess. All right, so any you love eating poop, Jordan? Lab brown meat, lab grown meat. I knew you were saying there, one and only. Yes, even someone who's not a vegan is not attracted to lab grown meat. But anyway, if you were, as a non-vegan, to replace your dead animal meat with lab grown meat, I'm not going to complain. I'd rather have you go vegan, but not everyone's going to listen to little old me here, right? Yeah, it does sound freaky, for sure. All right, let's see. I'm starting to get a little tired and hungry. I'm an old dude here, 2.5 hours into this live stream. So let's get a few more questions, and I'm going to wander my way off into the evening here, guys. Yeah, vegan gearhead. Yeah, cat food. There you go. There's a great application for it. Yeah. Is Angie still in the tub? I think she's still in the tub. I heard the water drawing in the tub earlier. I think she's all right. What's for dinner tonight, AJ? I don't know. I would say I was wanting to get we ate at home. We had a soup from Angie's book last night, and for lunch today, the leftovers. I was getting some vegan burritos, but I think they closed tonight at 7 if I remember right. Let me take a look really quick. I was wanting to go to Poncho's Vegan Tacos here. What time are they open today? They had weird hours today. They're already closed. They're only open 4 hours a day. So I'm not sure what we're going to do then. I don't know. The one and only. You can't turn a cat vegan. The one and only. Only humans can be vegan. Only a human can decide using their rational moral agency to decide to go vegan because it's morally, ethically wrong to exploit animals. So you can't make your kid go vegan or anything. You can't make your spouse go vegan. The person has to decide it on their own. How much vodka is left in here? Man, if this were filled with vodka rays, I'd be vomiting and on the floor, passed out in a puddle of vomit, man. There's no way this is vodka. I want to say thanks, guys. Last Tuesday, we saw our video from Gracias Madre. Thank you for contributing last Tuesday to our anniversary date night. We had our 2 margaritas that night. Tequila, but that was delicious. That was so good. Let's see. Matthew, I told you, we don't give pet diet recommendations or anything that might be construed as advice here because I am far from an expert in that field. Talk to a plant-based vet, get some more just like expert opinion on that. You should hear broccoli scream, Jordan. Who's talking? Do we have another plant activist again? I thought we were done with the plant activism. I thought we went through that and we're over. Race, don't fizzle here. I'm fizzling, man. 2.5 hours. I worked out today too, guys. I rode my bike. I'm not the indoor bike. I worked out on that. Did some I don't know what it's called when you're riding. When I was running, it would be called a tempo run, like run at a faster pace for like 5 minutes. I did a tempo ride, I guess, and then I worked out with weights afterwards. Oh, Matthew, I said if I were to tell what I do, people would construe that advice. If you watch some of our old videos, you might be able to find that before we implemented that policy, but we just decided that would be the policy we abide by. Not to give any opinion on that would be construed as advice. Let's see, Jordan, do I like my hair this way or go back to the 70s? I'm growing this out again. I mean, I don't know if it'll be long like it used to be before, but I'm going to definitely grow it, another like maybe 3-4 inches before I get it cut again. So we'll see. But I don't think it'll look good with my old kind of 70s look. It looked better when it was thicker, really thick with that 70s haircut. So gonna cut a roll with this more Asian kind of cut for now, whatever you want to call it. Maybe British indie pop, I don't know, K-pop, whatever. Just kind of more Asian looking haircut for now. The one and only, I wouldn't there is debate on this. I mean, I don't give any advice on how to feed your cats, and Mama can say what we feed our cats, but I know there are some people, YouTubers on the record, who are very open about feeding their cats a vegan or plant-based diet, a well-planned and fortified one. I think Vegan Gains is on the record for that, right? You can go chat with him, see if his cat's still alive. I don't watch his streams or anything like that, but just letting you know, I know people that do it and are openly talking about it. The God, no, I don't remember being 7 years old during Christmas. No, they are wrong. Well, if the cat's alive and healthy and their blabs are fine, who are you to disagree? It's like saying like a vegan couldn't take proper supplementation as a vegan to get all the B12 and vitamin D they might need. You know, it's the same kind of thing possibly. I'm just saying, you could talk to some of these other guys who are more open and willing to discuss this matter in great detail. Let's see. So yeah, one guy is saying that Vegan Gains is practicing animal cruelty, but the guy points out his cat is super healthy and thriving. So who's to say? Just that might be your opinion, but the objective reality and facts of the matter show that there is no animal cruelty going on. It's like people saying vegan is cruelty and deficient. You can say that, but if we have perfect blood labs to show you guys consistently over a decade, then that claim is just complete nonsense. Ziggy, yes, we did talk about supplements earlier. Let's see what I got here for you. I'll give you a link to my, let's see. Okay, I'll give you, let me link you to this one here. Let me give you the link to Healthy Cell, since I looked it up for someone earlier. This is the multivitamin that I take about like once or twice a week, depending on how I'm feeling. Let's see if I still have it up here. 1 second. Yeah, it's just a vegan. You don't need to see it, but check this out. It was developed specifically for vegans, all the vitamins and minerals you might be concerned about. So check that one out. If you're looking for a pure multivitamin, I've been in touch with these guys for like a year and a half now, taking it, like once a week or so that whole time, and I like it. They want you to take it every day, but I don't. Yeah, but use our link there, and our link is actually a promo code, and I forgot what the deal is. Let me look really quickly. I think you saved 20%. Yeah, 20% off using our link there, and the code is Happy Vegan. So check that out and use my code. I'm an affiliate, so I'll get a little something from it, but I have the affiliate link just so that you can get the lower price, really. All right, I'll take a few more questions, and I'm hungry. I'm old, tired, and hungry, so I gotta go. Don't say it's because I'm vegan. No, I mean, I've been busy today. I've done a lot of stuff. Most people haven't been on the exercise bike and lifting weights today, and doing a 2.5 hour live stream. Hey, Anna, how you doing? I'm going soon. I started a little earlier than normal tonight. Let's see. So any questions before I go? You guys have been really cool. We had some good discussions, and yeah, let's see if you guys have any things for me. What am I gonna eat? Well, right when I get done, I'm gonna have a few peanuts. I think that'll be my little snack of just getting some quick energy after this 2.5 hour live stream. But as far as dinner goes, not sure yet what we're gonna have tonight. Let's see. You guys are making me hungry with all this talk of food. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this chat. If you pay through give money to racelever.org, you'll get me 100% of whatever I buy for equal your payment price. I'll have to make you a coupon code one day, the Racelever coupon code that does absolutely nothing. I guess you could just use that coupon code right now and it would do absolutely nothing. So why make it? Because it exists. It's just a meaningless, or not meaningless, but a valueless coupon code. cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed my random stream. I had really no idea when I came on, like, wow, I'm coming on a weird day for me, a weird time. Is anyone even going to be around? And we had over 100 people for most of the day today, so that's cool. Maybe I should come on a little earlier sometimes. I think it's like when I come on at 6 p.m. Pacific, a lot of people on the East Coast in Europe are asleep, or it's too late for them to, oh man, he's starting a YouTube stream right now. Oh, I'm so tired. So I should try to come on a little earlier. I linked to a donate page, but no supplement. Let me just copy the link again. Maybe I did something wrong. I am not a perfect person by any stretch. Okay, here's a long link. This is the long URL. I had a shorter one, but here's the long link for Healthy Cell. So try this one out. This for sure will get you there. So thanks for pointing that out, that it didn't work. I'd like a shortened one, like healthycell.com/happyvegan, but this is the real full lengthened URL. Copy link. Let me make sure that link even works. Let me just copy it to another browser here. Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait. Go to site. Let's see. Yeah, the URL works. Here's the page. I just copied the link over and it all works out. So this one, yeah, copy it, and that one will have our code. The Happy Vegan code, I think, is part of the URL. It's already in your shopping cart, is what I'm saying. If you don't like all the web lingo. It works all right. Awesome. Yeah, check it out, and I get a little small commission. I like working with them too. I like working with Healthy Cell and Clean Machine. I like both their products. Or else I wouldn't, like, Angie just comes up to, hey, you have any more of those Healthy Cells? We should do them today. It's like, yeah, we just like to do this stuff because it, seems to help us when we're feeling this little extra, little run down or a little fatigued. It seems to like just make our bodies just feel a little better. Yes, Vegan Corey, animals need a voice. They are voiceless, and we are here to advocate on their behalf. All right, guys. Well, as far as Friday night, will there be a Friday night New Year's Eve live stream? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking now maybe I should stream into midnight, like start at like for me, like a couple hours before New Year's Eve, like 10 p.m. and stream into the to midnight. What do you think about that? I've never done that before. Or should I just come on earlier like I normally do, like a few hours before midnight? Let me know what you think right now before I go. Let me think about give me your thoughts, and I'll think about if I should like stream actually as New Year's happens. I know it happens every different wherever you live at, it's gonna be different. So I'll be celebrating. That happened so long ago. So let me know if you guys would like something like that, or just like kind of my normal time. Let me know. And I'll figure out what to do for Friday. You're up for a New Year's Eve stream, AJ? Okay. You guys thinking about that? Okay. All right, you need the New Year's Eve live stream, even though I'll be in a different time zone than most of you guys. Just letting you know. But you can vicariously, like, okay, I had it 2 hours ago, but I'll celebrate again with Ryan right now. So I'll think about that. Maybe I'll do an actual New Year's Eve live stream, like count down the New Year. And come on late and do that. So I imagine I probably won't have as many people, but I don't care. It'll just be fun. Even if I have like 20, 30, 40 people, we'll just celebrate the New Year's together on the West Coast here, and we'll have fun. And I'll think about that. All right. If not, I'll come on my normal time. But I just kind of occurred to me today, maybe celebrate the actual New Year's change with you guys. All right, guys. So yeah, I'll consider that. But yeah, I'll do something Friday. All right, guys. So I gotta get going. I gotta take a pee too, man. Drinking all this water doesn't help the situation. So anyway, guys, thanks to all the moderators. Thanks to Race Lever for answering everyone's questions, and thanks for everyone coming, vegan or not, to just hang out, ask questions, and just be part of the community that we're building here on the Happy Healthy Vegan YouTube live streams. Yeah, maybe I'll have some drinks that night, Race. I do have one more of those little wine bottles that you saw us drink last time. Angie and I could split that. So anyway, guys, I want you guys to all have a good night, and I'll try to make a regular non-live stream video still too. I was about to do that today. I just missed live stream. I was going to come on and live stream because that's kind of more my passion lately. Anyway, guys, good night. Peace to everyone. Thanks for everything, guys. And remember, let's all stay happy, healthy, and vegan. See you guys soon.